watch the funk though. Here it comes though. Slow it down. No brain, full of brains. Back full of brains. With the funk, baby. And bass up the track a little bit, cause I'm here. I want to hear that booms, booms. You know what I'm saying? Now who got the flavor that comes a dime a dozen that keeps them buzzing, thinking that they fat when they bustin'? Welcome to the world of Mac. On Mac, do you small like saying that? You them shits like packs on. I'm incredible, better eat the vegetable. Cause I does what I do. I fake the roof off a soft sucker, super smacking, knocking, full effect, mic check, 1, 2. I'm a rain forever, rain like bad weather, rain like whoever never. You can't bite my style, cause my style ain't a style that is a style, so I can go buck wild. Bet you figured you got more funk for flow, it ain't so. Flavor in your ear, let you know. Now I'm about a second from the hook, look, strap your rap book before you get your wet style shook. Can I get down, boy? Get on down. Can I get down? Can I get down? Get down. Get on down. Can I get down? Can I get down? Come to my get on down. Can I get down? Can I get down? Get on down. Can I get down? Can I max like super intended? Burning MCs leaves them found scent. See, I'm like what you call king of yes, y'all. My style Rick sick, I mean real sick. Shit's fixed. I come with the ammo, the real whammo, slammo, step the dobby dollar, and always the quick. Must warm up the hot plate. I'm changing fate from the net down my casket. My rap loves the alienate. Shake your ass till it's late. You stomp, I dominate. See, I ain't scared, you ain't scared. To me, you're all suckers, cause I make the ruckus. Make it noise, drop the buckets. We roll bulletproof, no coof on the roof, biting like a saber tooth. Can I get down? I pound on the ground when I get down. So let me get down, let me get down. Can I get down? Get down, get on down. Can you get down? Can I get down? Get on down, get on down. It's time to get down. Can I get down? Get on down. Can I get down? Can I get down? Here we go. Get on down. Can I get down? Can leap a tall building, crush the earth for fun, but I'm saying ain't no fair. Yo, when them ain't no fair. The mic's now in the right hands, cause the max on the earth just to foil your plans. More pep than the pepper that's in your pepper shaker. Rough earthquake, I couldn't take me if the mama make it. I back up the funk that I bring with unknown to man slang with bigger bite than the devil fang. I ain't met who can hang. If you're testing in your lesson, got me dressing for your funeral session. Man, it won't even matter no more. Dragging out for just one the more. My style will definitely take you over. Have you sitting looking over than the Ford or Chevy Nova? Why I order? Smack it down. I figure it's a slaughter in the world of dollars. This shit ain't nothing but a quarter. The name of the track is Get Down, so let me get down and pound up the MCs in the ground. Can I get down? Get down, boy. Get on down. It's time to get down. Can I get down? Come to my get on down. Can I get down? Can I get down? Get down, boy. Get on down. Get down. Get down. Can I get down? Get on down. Can I get down? Get down, boy. Down, down. Can I get down? Ha. Can I get
Yo, let's do a mic check. Let's do a mic check. Can you guys hear me okay? Boy, things are moving slow over here. There we go. I got the mouse rocking now. What's good? Welcome to Wyatt Live. Who all here? Who in the building right now? Let me know if you here. Let me know if you're done with your Easter weekend, your Easter break, spring break, or is it just now getting started? I'm in between right now. I'm ending it and I'm now beginning a new one. It's crazy. I got 2 children and they have different spring break schedules. So I am on a spring break finish and now I'm starting a new spring break. I'm here at the house in Cincinnati. I want to thank everybody for coming in and giving me a little bit of your time today. Thank you. I appreciate it. Those that said they're here and loud and clear. Black Fox, Appreciate it. Lamont, Ed, DC, Jenny, Preston. That's right. That's right. Class of 93, DC. Good afternoon. Regina, I hope you got your wise husband with you today. Plug him in. Why don't y'all share some earbuds? You give him one, you take one. I just now discovered you was married to a wise man. I didn't know you were married, but I'm glad. I knew you was a smart individual. But when I know somebody's smart and they're married, guess who I know who's also smart? Yeah, their partner. Yeah, yeah, I already knew. But I didn't know you were married till Friday when you came on and said, damn, Wyatt is killing me. It's killing me to say this. Damn, Wyatt is killing me to say this. Damn, Wyatt. She puffing and huffing and puffing and having a hissy fit. Wyatt. It's killing me to say this, Wyatt. But damn, you're right. You're right. Damn it. Shit. My husband said you're right. Damn. It's because your husband's smart. Damn, Wyatt. Shit. I hate that all right. You're right. I'm just playing, family. I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm actually in a pretty good mood to have such a bad day going on. But you know what I've learned in life is very simple. I've been through some serious setbacks in my life. And here I am today. Still here. It's amazing. Some of the shit I never thought that I would come back from, whether it was financial, whether it was personal stuff in my life. I just never thought that I would bounce back, early in life. I just never thought. But I'm telling you, them obstacles made me believe that I can run through a wall or get through anything. And if you really sit down and you think about the things that you, not me, but you have gone through, and you here listening to me today, you would just be like, man, I don't know how I got through that storm. And there's some people who've had some better lives, fruitful lives, better opportunity, and they probably can't relate to that because a lot of people may have they may not see some of the things that we see as being troubles and obstacles. That might not be something that they ever had to deal with. So they don't understand your battles or your frustrations. They may not understand the things that we had to go through. And guess what? We may not understand the things they go through. Some of the small things, excuse me, some of the small things that we think are minute, small, and like, girl, get over that little shit. Or boy, if you don't get over that little shit, dust yourself off. You got to understand there's levels to things that we go through in life. There's levels that we go through. For somebody that might lose 50 cent today, like, think about it. If you're a young person and you didn't went out and shoveled snow or clean some rakes or some leaves, rake somebody's yard and clean some leaves or something, and they gave you $3.50 and you then lost the 2 quarters, that little kid gonna be like, damn, I lost 50 cent. Where we'll be like, oh, hey, don't worry about it. Damn, you'll find it or you'll get it up. Don't worry, it's only 50 cent of your $3. But if you took your ass out there and shoveled them damn leaves or shoveled the snow or did whatever you did for that, that 350, I want my 350. That's a smaller disappointment to that person who thinks it's a huge loss. And I say to you, whatever you going through, it's going to be minute to somebody else. You lost your job today. Okay, well, guess what? Somebody lost their mom today. Just think about it. Every time you go through something, every time we go through something, you best believe there is somebody else going through some horrific shit, way bigger than us, way bigger than our situation. And it took me a long time to understand, no matter what I'm going through today. And unfortunately, this might sound kind of raggedy or rough or tough. And whatever works for me, works for me. It might not work for you. But you got to understand, whatever you're going through today, somebody's going through something worse. And if that's what it takes for you to get through your worst, then damn it, you better use it. Because not only is it a fact, it might sound like some hater shit, though. For some of you, wishing bad on other people, that's not what you're doing. Somebody's bad is reality. You didn't force it to happen. You didn't make it happen. You didn't force it to happen. So, whenever I'm going through something, I know it's not the worst thing in the world. I know it's not the worst thing in the world. So, what how was your holiday? How many of us actually celebrate Easter, throw on our finest, do the best that we can do that day, go to church? What is it? Easter Sunday church services? Haven't really been to church the whole year. DC, did I read a comment of you saying that you in the hospital, bro? Stomach virus? Let's all wish him well. Let's all wish him well. I don't know what happened. Did you get food poison? What happened, bro? Food poison? You might not want to talk about all them chitlins and shit you ate over the the Easter holiday or whatever. I don't know. You told you to leave them pork sandwiches alone, bro. He said, "Yeah, I'm laid up in the hospital, bro. I'm sorry to hear that, man. I'm sorry to hear that. But you gotta leave them pork sandwiches alone, man. That hot sauce with them chitlins with hot sauce. It ain't working." Daryl Carpenter, I mean, my bad. Stephen Speed says, "Spent Easter at work." Well, you got paid. That's good. You got a job. You got a job to go to. You got a job to get your money, get paid. DC said, "We got a, what was that? He said, we got a hater in the room or something like that." I don't care about that, bro. Let me see. I don't see where it is. He said, "We have a hater in the chat, Wyatt, with a fake profile and can bet who it is." I don't, bro, listen, I got too much real shit going on in my life to be dealing with fake people. So, I mean, that's just how I see that as well. Don't get me started on oldie but goodies. Don't get me started on that. I'd rather have a productive show today and we talk about something that can make good or make change, because they ain't talking about nothing, bro. They talking about the same shit. So we already addressed that. We already know what it is. So let's move on. Anyway, what I did on my Easter Sunday is spent it with family. Both my children were in town, still in town, and we were actually we went to dinner. We this year I think we decided all together that we were going to go to dinner, spend time together as a family, and we did that, man. We did that. It was different this year because the stories are different. As your children, and this is just me, I don't know who else go through this, but as your children get older, the stories get different. The stories become more independent. I don't know about your children, but my kids are talking about things that they doing, and I'm like, I don't remember telling you you could do that. You know what I'm saying? And I forget. One lives in Nashville. One lived in Columbus. They can pretty much do whatever they want to do at this point in life, right? So they don't need my permission. All right, we got enough people in the room now so I can get started. I just wanted to, kind of just say a few words. Hopefully, everybody had a great weekend with their families or their loved ones or whoever it is, and you enjoyed the weekend. I know there's some people that don't celebrate Easter. They don't celebrate nothing. They just gloom and doom type people. They don't like Santa Claus. They don't like shit. Now I'm gonna tell you something. I've never met a person. Now y'all can take this for whatever it's worth. You can call it what is it? Shots fired and all that old goofy shit that y'all want to say or we say sometime. I've never met somebody that had a good childhood with Santa Claus. You understand? Who mama and daddy or mama or whoever, grandmama, aunts or whoever provided for them during Christmas, and they had great Christmas mornings, sat around the Christmas tree and opened up a bunch of gifts. I've never met a grown ass man who had that type of childhood who talked bad about Christmas. Have you? I've never seen it. I've never seen somebody who had a great childhood, who opened presents, shared family time, had a great day, and now as a grown ass man talk bad about Christmas. So what does that tell you about an individual who probably talks bad on all these holidays and destroys them and try to make everybody else feel like an odd bod because everybody else is doing things with family? What do you think that person must really feel like deep down inside? Now, if you don't celebrate Christmas, if you don't celebrate Easter, that's fine. But why would you want everybody else to try to believe the way you believe? And I don't think there's anything wrong with you expressing, but don't make people feel, I don't think it's cool to try to make people feel like they're stupid or like you're dumb as hell for believing in this facade. You know what I'm saying? I heard a dude today, man, and this is what make me cut on and cut off shit real fast. I'm gonna be honest with you. I listen to a lot of shows because I sometimes want to find out what other people. And I listen to more oppositional, the opposite of how I think. I listen to more of those shows than I do shows that are relatable to what we do over here. I heard a dude today on local shows. He said he don't believe in Jesus. Okay. I'm not mad at someone that don't believe in Jesus. Just don't be mad at me, sir, if I do. All right, don't make me try to make me feel like I'm stupid and shit, or I ain't got no business doing dumb shit like that because I believe in God and Jesus. I understand there's a higher power. I get all of that. I understand the Jesus stories and all of this. But this man, who's supposedly the smartest guy in the room at all times, he says, he said, I don't believe in Jesus. Now, can anybody guess why? I'll make it an open forum. We'll talk about it for a hot second. Not long, guy. Okay, not long, because it's goofy as hell. I don't like to put too much time on dumb shit. But just take one stab at why he doesn't believe there was a Jesus. Why I take a drink? Anybody? Anyone? All right. I'll crack the egg of stupidity. He said he didn't think there was a Jesus because there's no documented signings of Jesus. In other words, now I'm not a Bible toter. I'm not a biblical man and none of that shit. But I doubt they were keeping bowling scores. I doubt they were signing autobiographies. I doubt they were signing permission slips to let your kid go to some field trip in school back when Jesus was kicking it. So this man says the reason why he don't believe there's a Jesus is because there's no documented signatures of Jesus. Look, I don't mean to be disrespectful, and if it come off as being disrespectful, I'm sorry. But some people are so intelligent that they're really stupid because you're not even thinking of the modern time, the time frame back then. Were there signatures? Were you getting store credit? Were you signing up for a Lazarus credit card? What were you doing back in those days when Jesus was around? How were you collecting? Who else don't you see signatures of back then in those days? Who was judges signing off on sentences back then? I'm just asking. So since you don't see Jesus checking into a hotel and you see his signature on the slip, he don't exist. I'm just saying, how do you make that the argument? And then I'm not trying, like, once again, no shade. The host says, you got a point. You got a point. You got a point. Yeah, that might, you got a point. See, that's why I'll be like, all right, man, let me cut this shit off. All right. Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, but I can't tolerate. I can't, bro. I can't. These are same cats that will scream and holler about black history being in the in the history books in Florida, and they co-sign bad history that's written in the books. Bad history that's false. So as long as we learning some history in these books, that's good enough. It don't matter if it's real, fake, exaggerated, false, whatever. As long as it's in there, let's roll with it. But what you not gonna do is you not gonna keep us from learning our fake ass history. Not this, not today. No, 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 no. Can't stop us from learning our fake history. I'm just saying. Amazing. All right, so listen, let me get on something. I also heard someone say something that I agreed with, but then I kind of disagreed and agreed. Can I do that? We're allowed to do that, right? We're allowed to be like, yeah, I don't agree, but damn, there's some points in what you said that I do agree with. And they were talking about, like, people were talking about the BMF, BMF series that come on television, and someone said, I don't want to watch that because I don't want to glorify dope dealing and the shooting in the hood and all that old shit. I don't want to glorify that. And I don't really see it as glorifying it. You got to be from our era to want to watch something like that, to be honest with you. I don't know if young motherfuckers are actually watching BMF. And if they are, they probably think it's kind of corny. All right, because you got to look at the fact of what they wearing, look at the cars, look at the lingo, and not to mention the badass acting. But for somebody our age, it's kind of relatable because it was the Freaknik era. It was something that was relatable to us. It's an era that we understood. Not y'all lames, not the lames, not the people who don't understand really what's going on in this world, not the ones who didn't participate in the fun shit. I'm talking about the people that were the Freaknik era. Even if you never went to a Freaknik, but yet you hung out, you know what I'm talking about. BMF is just a reminder, and it puts us in place. It doesn't glorify drug dealing if you got some sense. It really don't. Snowflake or snowfall, excuse me. Yeah, snowflake, snowfall. Y'all heard me the first time. Snowfall does not glorify drug dealing. Anybody that grew up in that era, we understand those struggles. We understand that fight. We understand that being that man, like, I don't want to be Big Meech. It's not making me want to go out and get a bird. I'm not trying to go out and be the dope dude. It's not doing that. But what it is, I can guarantee you one thing. What it is doing, it reminds us of certain names and certain people in our neighborhoods from back in the day. It reminds us. It's putting a 40-year-old plus. It's taking them back 25, 30 years. And it's putting you in that place again. Now, for a younger mind, it might be a little bit of, let's just say this. I wouldn't compare these newer, like, BMFs and Snowfall and all that. I wouldn't compare that to like Scarface. We know that it's relevant in the drug game and all that, the hustle and all that. We understand that those are relevant. They're real. They're married to each other, but they're different. They're different. It's a different story that needs to be. It's a different story. It really is, to me. And I think that Snowfall and BMF and all that is telling a story of what the back end that we never seen and the front end that we saw. It tells us everything that we used to see, from the clothes that they wear, from the beepers that they have on, from the finger rolls to the Joe Cooley looking ass dudes, to the Boogaloo looking ass dudes, all of that. We reminisce that. It's not glorifying any of it. It's not making any of us be like, damn, you know what? Man, fuck it, I'm about to quit my job, get me a month. I'm about to get about 3 or 4 O's, cut that shit up. It ain't making us do that. Now, Scarface, different story. Scarface made us want to get in the game. Scarface put a price on your life. It made you want to be Tony Montana. I don't know anybody that want to be Big Meech. I mean, these young guys are not looking at Big Meech on this BMF trying to be him. They looking at their uncles. They looking at their uncles, their brothers, and somebody else on the block. They looking at something that exists in today's time and trying to be that. They're not trying to be Big Meech and Terry. They're not trying to be those guys. Those guys are has-beens. And they probably corny as hell to this younger generation. But Scarface, oh, that was a different setting. You got to understand, it was a whole different thing. It was an introduction to the dope game itself. Some people might think that I'm glorifying it right now, but I don't. Let me tell you what I get out of Let me tell you what I get out of, and y'all ain't gonna like this, but I'm gonna do this before I get into my topic. I just feel like it today. Let me tell you what I get out of BMF and what I get out of like Snowfall and Paid in Full. Let me tell you what I get out of that. I don't get what you get out of it. You know, our old oldies but goodies folks. And I ain't trying to be funny, but the pro blacks, y'all always think that the government just parachuted in a bunch of dope and parachuted in a bunch of guns and shit and just dropped them in the middle of Laura homes. What BMF told me and showed me is what the real truth was. Nobody forced anybody to get high. Nobody forced anybody to get high. Getting high was fun. First, it was a choice. People chose to get high. I'm sure there was a bunch of influence and manipulation going on, and girl, just hit this blunt one time, and it was laced, and maybe some shit happened. Maybe a few people were tricked, but you still were hanging with those people. You were still doing things that you ain't had no business doing. You were still making bad decisions, and that's how you ended up on dope. I'm gonna tell you a true, quick 10-second story about Detroit, where my best friend is from, and I spent a lot of time in Detroit back in the day. I remember, and you can see this in BMF, it might be the first year. But do you know how when the car industry fell apart, when it crashed and they start sending jobs to Mexico and the plants start closing and black folks were losing their jobs and the city of Detroit fell apart? Everybody blamed the government for people getting high and drinking, smoking dope, drinking. They done lost their job and now the foreclosures on their homes and all this old shit. It was not the government that came in and did that shit. These cats was getting high with good ass jobs. Now you might not want to believe that, but I don't expect you to like what I'm saying because this ain't what you're accustomed to hearing. But the truth of the matter is, my friends, family, and all that, they was all working at the Ford plant, GM and all that, making really good money, living respectful lives, getting high than the motherfucker, getting high, loving Fridays, smoking dope on the weekends and showing up to work with the unions on Monday, screwing in light bulbs, building Fords, building Chryslers, and getting high. And then when the jobs went bye-bye, what magnified? It wasn't the jobs that just went, habits went too. You couldn't afford your habit anymore. So what am I going to do if I'm a dope head? Am I going to pay my motherfucking mortgage or am I going to get me an 8-ball? Man, that house will get paid for next month. Man, all these criminal cases start jumping up because everybody was trying to support their drug habit. This ain't a pretty conversation, but this is truth because I was in Detroit at this time. I didn't live there, but I spent some time in Detroit. My best friend is from Detroit. You can say whatever you want to say, but the government didn't drop in 8 kilos in the hood and just start rationing out to the people. There was a bunch of people on dope already by the choices that they made. Party and buckle and party. Y'all got to be from that area to understand that song right there. But that's what was going on. Now, I know it's easy to keep blaming somebody for somebody else's choices, but the truth of the matter is that's what happened. And that's why a lot of properties got foreclosed. It wasn't for the banking. It wasn't from the banking. It wasn't from this. It wasn't from that. I'm talking about in the 90s. The factories left. It wasn't just Detroit. There were other cities that took manufacturing out of their cities, and the cities broke up. The cities broke up because the work industry, the industrial industry was falling apart. Nobody put people on drugs like that, man. That wasn't a plan. Look, you can say whatever you want to say. If you want to show me how you destroy people, you destroy them educationally. Education. I mean, bro, that's on that. If you gave me a list, if I had to provide a list of the top 5 things that would destroy a community, I think education to be education to be number 1, education to be number 2, education to be number 3, education to be number 4, and education to be number 5. And then what comes after that is the family. You want to tear up a community, you tear up their family, you tear up the education, you tear up the family. This is not a trigonometry equation. This is not that. This is not a trigonometry, math equation. It's just not that. It's a very easy solution to look at and tell what the problem is. Very easy. I got one more thing to say before I talk about this. Anybody how many of y'all seen the movie Shirley Chisholm yet? Have you guys seen it yet? We know we had a conversation about this last week. I try to get some people some time to go, hotwire somebody else's Netflix account, or, go over somebody else's house and be like, hey, what y'all doing today? Y'all want to watch a movie or whatever, hijack somebody else's, Netflix. I made a comment. A couple people didn't like when I said something about the Shirley Chisholm movie. Check this out. I told you she was true blue. She was down for the community. She was for the community. She really wanted to see some things happen in that community, in her community. She figured this is what they voted for me for. And I'm going to stand out here in my doorstep and I'm going to be part of the community. Not only am I going to be part of the community that I represent, I'm going to live in that community. There used to be Mama Birch. What is her name? Shirley, Miss Shirley? What was the president of Lincoln of Law Home's community council? What was her name? Miss Shirley? Wasn't it Shirley? Everybody knew Miss Shirley. Now I don't remember. Everybody knew her by presence. I was so young. Colbert, yeah, Miss Colbert. But everybody called her Miss Shirley, I believe, or Miss Colbert. I called her Miss Colbert. But I thought a lot of people called her, Big Shirley, like Miss Shirley. You know what I'm saying? I can't, it's vaguely, because we're talking many, many, many moons ago. Shirley Colbert. Okay, she was the president of Laura Homes for many, many years. Now, that is the Shirley Chisholm of our community, because she moved something. She was out in the community when we had a coat drive. She was part of the movement of doing things. Little boy, you ain't got no socks on? Come here. And she had a son. You understand? She had a son in the neighborhood. She was a mover. She stayed in the neighborhood. She made sure people in the neighborhood was represented and don't get in no trouble in front of Miss Shirley or Mama Birch and them, because they going to run your ass down and they going to run you to your mama. I say that all the time because it's true. Shirley Chisholm was that type of politician, a Democrat living in a Democratic area, and she was for her people. The type of Democrat that I would really like, because she was really about it. Now, let me tell you what I said. I said, it's funny how she got dogged. Shirley Chisholm, that is. Shirley Chisholm got backdoored by her own people. Now, on the radio, it's funny how they said the same thing, But they say it a little bit different than how I said it. I know people going to leave when I say this because they just don't like to hear this type of shit. But I find it funny that every time they talk about the people, the black Republicans or black whoever, and they happen to be non-Democrats, they always blame the whole party for the way one individual acts or one individual does things or whatever. It's those Republicans, those Republicans. That's all you hear over there, right? Those Republicans, those Republicans. But when he admitted that Shirley Chisholm got backdoored, he was like, boy, your own people would do that. He meant it like black people would do you like that. But it's bigger than black people doing you like that. Think about what he said. He's trying to say that the only way Shirley Chisholm got backdoored and done wrong was by her own people, meaning black people. Y'all know that's what that meant. But you missed something, sir. You missed something. Shouldn't you have blamed the Democratic Party for doing her like that? Shouldn't you have blamed the party that stole her delegates and put them in a position where her own people, her brothers, backdoored her? Wasn't it all about the business instead of the people? So why wouldn't you on the radio say to your listeners, because if it was a black Republican that got done like that, he would have said, black people ain't got no business over in that party. You see, they don't love you. They don't care nothing about you. And it would have been not only black people, he would have said, it wouldn't not only Republicans, it would have been the black people don't like you over there, the white people don't like you over there, but yet when the black Democrats did her the way it was just black Democrats. It wasn't the Democratic Party, which if it was the other way around, he would have said, see, those Republicans ain't shit. They'll do you dirty. So why did you leave it out when the Democrat Party did her the way they did her? That wasn't a black hit. That wasn't a black hit piece. That wasn't black people doing black people dirty. That was politics. And you failed to express that. You failed to tell the people that it was the Democratic Party that did Shirley Chisholm that way. They just happened to use black people to do it because they wanted her black delegates. Just be fair in your arguments. Be honest in your arguments. Just be fair and say it the way it needs to be said. Because when you be dishonest like that, when you're intellectually dishonest, I got to call it out. I just have to say something about it. And it wasn't just black people doing Shirley Chisholm wrong. It was the party that set that up. Who did the brother who made the deal with her, who went behind who did he go talk to at the hotel when he shut the door? A group of black people? No, he cut a deal. He cut a deal. The Democrats were all in the room and they cut a deal, and that meant cut her out for her not to support her community. They made a deal. They knew it was a bigger picture, and that's what it was. And look, they still do that to this day. Both parties do that. But can we get past black and white on those arguments? Because if you were really being honest about it, you could have honestly said the same thing you would have said if it would have been done in the Republican Party and a black man, if Tim Scott would have got turned and twisted up in the Republican Party, you would have said, look at how they do black people over there. They don't really love you. I don't understand why black people would be Republicans. I don't understand why black people this and this and this and that, and the Republicans bad, Republican prevalent this and this and that. But you not once said anything about the Democratic Party shitting on Shirley Chisholm, who was a true blue Democrat and was down for her community and the people. And if anybody want to deny that, we can debate it. It's true. You seen it in the movie. It was written. You see, she got backdoored. She didn't get backdoored by black people. She got backdoored by her party. So explain it right. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right, here's something. Oh, tonight at 7 o'clock, my LSU Tigers, class of 93. Listen, it's going to be tough for us tonight. It's going to be tough. We play Iowa. Whew. Iowa is my third team. I got to be honest with you. Girls basketball, not just because I have daughters that play, but girls basketball is kind of like off the hook right now. It's very entertaining. It's almost like watching very, very talented little kids playing at the Y. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Even my daughter can't stand it when I say that. But some of the shots that go up, I don't know. I mean, some of that shit be looking kind of funny. Be throwing shit up, and I'll be like, oh, that wasn't pretty. And you know, sometimes I get this, and this is a knock. All right, don't be mad at me, but I'm just gonna give you a description of how I see some of this shit sometimes. You ever heard somebody like a rapper? Let me use it in entertainment. A rapper who thought that they just put down 16 bars of some hot ass shit and it was really basic and it wasn't good. And then when they finish, they walk around like they just set the world on fire and they walk in, they be like, can't touch me. I got bars. When in fact, you really basic, and it wasn't all that good. But yet their attitude don't match the energy that they put in their music. That's kind of like that's what I get in girls basketball. That's what I used to get. Like they walk in the gym all big, like they really about to kill some shit. And I'm like, you throwing up air balls. And then I learned to appreciate the fact that I was wrong for feeling that way. I'm gonna be honest with you and tell you, I was expecting the girls to play like the boys, above the rim. Is that a fair assessment? I was expecting the girls, and I've been, my daughter's been playing basketball since the first grade. So it took me this many years to appreciate the real I had to understand what girls basketball, women's basketball truly was. They're not above the rim players. And to be honest with you, they're actually more fundamental players than the men are. And I've learned to love it, not like it. I've learned to love it. I love the I love the competitiveness of the female game. I love some of them are a little bit. I even got one on my team that I don't really care about her attitude. I don't like the ones that think they better than what they really are, and some I don't like guys that do that. Okay, but the girls' basketball game, it took me some time to understand that I have to grow to the pace of it. It don't have to grow to my pace. I have to grow to its pace. And now I understand. I keep telling my daughter, I wish they would bring the rim down 2 feet or 1 foot, excuse me, from 10 feet to 9 foot. It would make it a little bit interesting to see them be able to play above the rim a little bit. A 9 foot rim makes their jump shots a little easier. It makes their moves to the basket a little bit more entertaining because now they can finish closer to the rim. I think personally that it would be a more fast-paced, more attack the basket type of game, and it might add a little bit more eyeballs and be a little bit more, a little bit more exciting. But it's working for what it is now, but it took me some time to catch up. However, tonight at 7 or 7:15, my LSU Tigers versus Iowa. Now, let me tell you something about Iowa. They have that Caitlin Clark girl who's set the world on fire with shooting threes and scoring. She has the scoring title in college basketball, and she's setting more records. She's the best player in the game, not just because she scores that many points, but the way she gives the ball up, the way she dishes the ball. She's an amazing player, and she plays defense. I'm going to just tell you, she's definitely going to be the number one pick in this year's WNBA draft, as well deserved it should be. But they're not my number one team. My alma mater, LSU, is definitely my team. However, my second team is South Carolina. If we get past Iowa tonight, I'm hoping that it's LSU versus South Carolina in the championship game. And I gotta go for LSU, but I really want Dawn Staley. I really love the way she works. I love her as an individual. She's a Philly girl, and I used to watch her as a kid. She was one of my favorite little female ballers who played with the dudes, and I like Dawn Staley. I really do. But I kind of like them type of girls. I like those athletic, I don't know. I kind of like them type of girls. You know what I mean? Like they just solid. They good people. You know what I mean? They don't take no shit. They don't dish a lot of shit. They usually to themselves and they about their business. How could you not like somebody like that? You know? But that all being said, LSU versus Iowa tonight. Iowa is my third team, mainly because of Caitlin Clark, but then they also have another little young girl that's actually her number is number 24. She's from Cincinnati, Ohio. And I don't know why I just drew a blank of her name, but she's from Cincinnati, Ohio. She went to Mount Notre Dame and she played against my youngest daughter. Oh man, when my youngest daughter was playing point for St. Ives, and this young girl was playing point guard for St. Dominic. And my daughter and her used to go back at they used to go at it. You hear me? I mean, go at it. And I knew that young girl was going to do something because every time my daughter did something, this little girl would come out and do it too. Like she would just come out and, make it look easier. And, I stood outside. Me and my daughter would shoot baskets outside at the house here all night. We played basketball all night. And my daughter put the work in. And I'm saying to myself, this little girl must stay out all night too. Cause she just made everything look easy. Whenever I would tell the gym what my daughter about to do. I would say, take her left, finish left. And I'd say that shit out loud. And Fat would go straight left and finish left. And I'd be, yeah, it is, there it is. And then guess what? That girl daddy would do the same thing. Go down there, take her left, finish left. And she do that shit. Now she plays for Iowa. She's number 24. And she's a big part of the team. Big part of the reason why Iowa is successful. She went to Mount Notre Dame. I knew she was going to be a good hooper. I just never knew that women's basketball was going to explode like this. I just never knew it was going to explode like this. So I want to watch that game tonight. And then there's also another game tonight. I don't know much about that one, so I won't talk about it long. But you got UConn plays USC. And that little girl, number 5, that one little girl over at UConn, she dope as hell too. Uncut dope. She pure. She's just a pure shooter, pure baller. You could tell she grew up playing with the dudes. You could tell the girls that used to play basketball with dudes. And she's one of them. And that little thing that they talking about tonight, Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson, when you're talking about my LSU Tigers versus Iowa, that's you're pushing it. This is not a Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. Now I would say this is more like Larry Bird versus Moses Malone. Now we know that Caitlin Clark is we know that she the Larry Bird. I think that Angel Reese is more of an inside player. She don't have a jump shot. She's not going to take you off the pivot and finish to the basket. She's not that player. She gets a lot of garbage, like she gets a lot of like offensive rebound, defensive rebounds, and then she might get a little quick turnaround, pivot to the basket, turnaround shot if the shit go in when she throw it up, and she'll end up with a double-double because she's tall. And I'm talking about my own team. I'm just being honest. But no, if I started an NBA team or if I started a female WNBA team tomorrow and it went to Cincinnati and we had first pick in the WNBA draft, the Cincinnati Cinderellas or some shit, I'm going to get Caitlin Clark. And if my girl, Angel Reese happens to be around in the second round, there's other girls I would get before I get her. I'm sorry. She's good for this level. The next level, you got to be a Caitlin Clark to make a difference in the WNBA. Angel Reese is not. She going to make more money in college than she is in the NBA. Did you see that Ice Cube offered that girl $5 million to go over to the Big Three? Offered Caitlin Clark $5 million? The maximum she can make in the WNBA is like $400,000 on a 2-year deal. The most she can make is like $220,000, maybe $230,000 a year. and Ice Cube is offering her $5 million to come to his league. Whew, man, that's saying a lot. And if I'm a lady in the WNBA right now, I look at that and I say that's leverage. Now we can get our money up. We finally got somebody that understands that the game is moving and they're adding value to us. Now we can get these salaries up. But you got to put asses in the seat. That paid and all this old shit. You do know the NBA cut the check to keep that league open. They not putting asses in the seat. They ain't selling enough hot dogs and popcorn and shit to be paying $10 million worth of salaries on a team. They just not making money like that. Let me go to the phone lines real fast and see if I'm missing something. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, it's Blammy Davis Jr.
Wait a minute. Who?
Blammy Davis Jr.
Okay, Blammy, man. I can't even say it. What's up, Sammy Davis? Davis Jr. What's
Blammy.
good? Who?
Blammy. You know what a Blammy is.
Blammy. Blammy. Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, Blammy Davis Jr.? Whatever.
Yeah, I want to, first of all, I want to send a shout out to Alethea Williams. Psych. No.
Say April Fool.
Yeah, she started some shit. I was gonna let her have it, but I'm like, you know what? It's a different Blammy. I ain't gonna even go in on her. You know what I'm saying? But no, she good people. I'm sorry. Don't be so literal, McFly.
Huh?
Don't be so literal. When they're talking about Caitlyn and Angel Reese,
I
compare
got
them
to,
to Magic
bro.
and Bird.
I got to in that case, man. That ain't even the close. That ain't that. That ain't
Yes,
nowhere
it
near.
is.
No, it's
these
not.
these are one black, one white that are going to infuse popularity into the league.
Nah,
Remember when Magic and Bird came through, the NBA was televised on tape delay.
Yeah.
Like them games weren't even on live TV. You know what I'm saying? And nobody was watching. There was a lot of cocaine throughout the league and drug scandals and whatnot. Then Magic and Bird came through. They were positioned perfectly, opposite coasts. The white boy in white Boston. The new flashy talent Magic in L.A. A glamorous town. It was perfectly set up.
Okay.
By David Stern. And that's how these girls will be. You got one black, one white.
That's the only thing that's in common.
Caitlin Clark needs to be in Indiana. She won't strive in any other market.
Why you
she
say
needs
that?
to be in a hardworking, blue-collar market like Indiana.
Okay, I buy that. I give you that. I mean, I think a lot of well, that's how she was raised anyway. She's from Iowa, so she would definitely be comfortable in that setting. You're right about that. But you telling me she couldn't go to a New York Liberty and be like respected or admired in New York?
Hell no.
You don't think so?
She's too homely looking.
Oh, they can change that, fame. Let me tell you why, bro. Just hear me out on this.
I've seen a picture of her dolled out. She looks decent,
I was gonna say
she still got a big ass forehead, no rack at all.
Here we go.
What you want me to do? You want me if I pour syrup on a pile of dog poop, that ain't gonna make it taste like pancakes, Wyatt.
You right, but listen,
this woman is not attractive,
bro. Have you seen? I mean, let's be. I mean, look. There's a lot of little attractive girls in the WNBA, but they're not getting, endorsement deals because they're out there balling and they cute. It's just not happening. I remember
because they look like dudes.
All right,
Tattoos,
I got something
like
Fame. Can you see your screen? I knew one day.
I cannot.
Okay,
I cannot. Not right now.
I'm gonna play this so you'll look back at this. I'm gonna share with the Wyatt Live family what you made a comment about. What's the girl name from South Carolina? The one that you was like, she's a big girl and this and that and she this and blah blah blah.
That big ass nigga, Barbosa.
Come on,
bro. Or whatever her
name
name is.
She is a doll baby. She might be big, but she's cute. And
her head big as mine.
Come on,
Fame. Her face big as hell.
Come on, Fame. Come on, bro. She's a nice young lady.
Tell me what I'm lying to. Okay, first, I'm not gonna say she's cute because I don't know what that is. But listen,
no, she's not a bad looking
woman.
Her
and tell me her head ain't big as her.
All right, this is what I'm gonna do.
Her head ain't big as hell.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a picture of her on the court and her at the beach. and I'll let the people decide. Now, I'm not trying to be freaky or a weirdo. I just want you to see I want people to know who you're talking about, and I'll let them judge for themselves if what you're saying is accurate. Check this out. This is the young lady right here. She might be 6'4" or 6'5" or something like that.
Man, she's 6'8".
She ain't no 6'8".
She is. She's 6'8", 250. She's big as that Bengals sign.
Oh, come on, fam. You tripping. You look,
She's
just
6'8".
just because a woman is big, don't like.
No. It has nothing. There are some beautiful big women. Just not that motherfucker.
This is not a man. You saying this is a man.
She's from Brazil. Ain't no telling.
Remember, you said that she was a man.
Dominican baseball players. Ask your man Roach. Just like them Dominican baseball players. They be signing talking about them like 25, and really they be like 33.
Yeah, that's different.
You don't know what she is.
I know that this is a woman, bro. This is a woman. Cardosa. Camellia Cardosa. Okay. Thank you, Troy. She might be big. Did you see her family? Her daddy is forever tall. She getting the traits from her family, bro. And I'm going to tell you something, man. She don't play like a dude out there playing with girls. She's just tall. She ain't real physical. She don't move nothing. She ain't moving no mountains out there. She's just a big body, a tall body, big body out there playing the middle. She's not necessarily...
Maybe she's just playing careful. Don't want to crush any skulls like they do when they let the transgenders play in MMA.
Okay, well, whatever. But she's a gorgeous young lady to me. I think that she's gorgeous. I think maybe when she's on the court, there might be some things that, it's kind of hard to be out there looking like Barbie and shit while you out there sweating and running up. One thing I don't understand, to be honest with you, is how all them wigs and makeup and shit is happening out there, bro. I don't get it. Them big ass
it ain't a problem for Angel Reese. It never was a problem for Candace Parker. Never was a problem for Kelsey Plum. These are women that be sweating and still look good. And what you call it's gay.
What difference does that
Candace
make?
Parker?
Okay. So you tell him you can't see the screen. You can't see the screen, so you can't really see what I'm showing right now. But I guarantee you, Fame, if you were 20 years younger and you was about 6'5" or 6'7" or something like that, you would date this young lady. If you would try to hit this young girl. You would try to hit at this little girl.
Hold on. 20 years younger ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
She's only like 22.
Listen, I'm a globetrotter. I do a lot of tricking and balling. Okay, I ain't worried about age. As long as she's an adult.
Oh, but come on, Fame.
I'm just saying, you saying that woman's attractive, your wife should be offended.
Oh no. What I'm saying to you,
your wife, Mrs. Wyatt, should be offended that you said that.
I don't think she would be offended. I got a daughter this young girl's age. I'm telling you that this young girl is a hottie for her age. And I think that you were overreacting by saying that it's a man. She looks far from a man, and she looks respectful.
I disagree with the attractiveness. I would thoroughly disagree about the attractiveness. As I said, your wife should be offended that you find that type of woman attractive.
All right, I'm sorry. I don't think she would she would be mad at me calling that young lady attractive. I think if she wasn't 6'8", let's just use your thing. If she wasn't 6'8", 230 pounds, and she was 5'6" or 5'6" and was 125 pounds, you would like her. You would think that she was perfect.
Her head wouldn't be that size.
Come on, Faye.
If she was 5'6".
Okay.
Listen,
so doesn't that make sense, though?
I don't want to sound disrespectful to her. I'm just saying, she just...
wait a minute.
I'm not so sure of the sexuality there.
But wait a minute. Don't you think it makes sense that somebody that's 6'8" would have a big head? They got big everything else.
Not women. Candace Parker's 6'4". She doesn't have a big head.
Well, she got a 6'4" head. She got a head for a 6'4" person. Yes, Candace. Oh, yes, she do. Her body
now put up a picture of Allison Bale.
Well, that's who she what I'm like. Saying to you is most people that are tall, have tall features, they fit their body. Now, when you talk about somebody like Al Sharpton, who was fat his whole life, and now he didn't reduce himself all the way down to pretty much.
Like you being disrespectful.
No, I'm not being disrespectful. What I'm saying is you can tell people who body don't fit their head, because their body was 350 pounds at one time, and then they get the surgery done, and everything big. I mean, everything is small, but their head look like a Rottweiler. And see, that's
Now he look like Beetlejuice.
right. And this young lady don't look like that. She's big, she's tall, and her head and everything is proportioned with her body. She don't look like she's had work done. She just look like she's just a big young lady because her family, her dad and mom are tall.
I've never seen a natural woman with a head that big. I don't care how tall they are.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
All right.
You know, so maybe she's on the juice.
Maybe.
You know,
I'll give you that.
but
maybe. Because I can't tell you who's on the needle and who's not. I can't tell you that. Who you got winning that game tonight?
I took the black team, LSU, on the money line, plus 110.
The black, you mean the purple and gold team?
No, the black girl team, LSU. This is black versus white.
They're coached by a white lady. What are you talking about?
Oh, LSU, yeah, they are, but this is black. This is black versus white.
No, it's not.
You know, that's why it's Magic and Bird. To go back to my original
white
point.
Versus black. It's not white versus black, bro. It's not that.
That's the subcontext. That's the subcontext of it.
No.
Of Magic Bird.
That's what's trying. That's what they're trying to sell.
Not only are they bringing energy to the sport, it's also black versus white. That's always a trope, a theme in sports. Whenever you can make it black versus white, just like when New England went to the damn Super Bowl against Atlanta, it was black Atlanta versus white Boston, despite the fact that Tom Brady. I'm sorry, one more second.
Go ahead.
Despite the fact that Tom Brady has at least several black nieces and nephews, and there's been rumors that one of those is not just his nephew or niece, it's his actual kid.
Okay.
But I digress. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I'm just going to say this. You're right. Okay, it's black and white, but I don't want it to be black and white because I'm tired of the black and white shit. So forgive me. I don't mean to try to make it sound like you were wrong. You're right. It is about black and white, but it shouldn't be. It should be about Iowa versus LSU. It should be about these young ladies. It shouldn't be about black versus white. It shouldn't be black. It shouldn't be that. And the reason why it's still that way is because we talk about it to be that way. We make it that way. And when we tend to, and what happens is if we lose tonight, there's the reason why we lost won't be because of the game. It'll be for some hidden theories, some hidden theory situations. You know, they cheated for the white people tonight. They cheated for the white girls tonight. And I'm tired of hearing that, bro. If they get out hustled, if they get outplayed, if Reese gets in foul trouble, if something happens, that's what dictates the game. It's not going to be one of them games that's determined the winner or the loser. It's not going to be determined based on the race of the winning team. The white girls versus the black girls, that's just some old shit to me, and I just don't want to think that way anymore. I don't want to think. Now, don't get it wrong, Fame. You know, I used to, I played for OIC. I played for Bank Street Bears. It was always going out to play the white boys. It was always that. But I'm at a point in my life, man, where, you know, it's a built-in, if something go wrong, we got a built-in excuse. And that is they cheated for the white boys. They did this, they did that. And I'm done with that type of shit. We got to move on from that. We can't teach our kids that. At some point, we got to stop doing that. That's just how I feel about it. Nobody's going to agree with me, and I'm cool with that. That's why, you know, I'm here. I'm here to give a different perspective on things. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's a very utopian take.
Okay, I can live with that. I can live with that.
Be in sports that no matter what, you know what I'm saying. Look at it right now. You know, in the NBA, you got all those white players that are actually dominant. They're the best players, Joker and Doncic and all that. You know,
but why are they the best players, bro?
The best American player is like the 6th best player in the league now.
Yeah, but why are those players what makes you say that those white players are the best players in the league? Is it because the league is now fixed, or did the white players bring something? These European players bring a different style and a work ethic that maybe we just don't have in the NBA anymore. And don't get it twisted. I don't mean because Joker, them guys don't play on the other. They only play one side of the ball. You know that. But what I'm saying to you is, what made them more, you know, what made it that they came into the NBA and became the better players than us?
That's a great question.
I know what it is.
There's a lady listening. She doesn't post much, but she's listening. I've known her for about 10 years now. I was telling her this. Her name is Dawn. I was telling her this years ago about the NFL changing its rules to allow more white skill players, like wide receivers. You can't ruffle them up at the line of scrimmage and things like that. That allows the white boys to want to come out and play wide receiver more. You notice you start seeing more white receivers and defensive backs in the last 10 years than you've ever seen. Almost every team has a good white receiver. He might not be always dominant like Cooper Kupp or Thielen or somebody, but he's better than serviceable. And now that's the same thing with the NBA. They changed the rules and made it less physical. And widen the lane, a little bit. So it's got more of a European flow to it. It's not as physical as it would. But to your question, you also said the work ethic. That's definitely there.
Exactly.
The American player does not play very hard anymore.
You know that's what it is. You know that's what it's more of that than it is the rule changes. Because the rule changes apply for everybody. So if the rule change is going to make it easier for a white boy to be a white boy out on the court, then that means an athletic black dude should be even more dominant. The rules don't change. I mean, the brother get the ball on the offensive end too, and he get the same easy way to the bucket. So you can't say the rule changes because it ain't like, oh, these rule changes is only for the white boys. They can't.
You
can't
got
touch them.
7-footers dribbling the ball up now.
That come from work ethic. That come from
leading the break and everything now.
That come from work ethic. That come from staying in the gym and out of the streets. That come from
two things can be true at the same time.
Well, what's the other one that's true other than the work ethic?
The work ethic and the rule changes.
Well, but the rule changes work for both. The work ethic ain't for both of them.
The work ethic work for both too.
Well, the work ethic is available for both, but it's both of them applying the work ethic.
Yeah, and don't forget the birth certificate lottery. These guys that, like Joker, as good as he is, 2 generations ago, he wouldn't be bringing the ball up. He wouldn't be shooting threes.
I understand. But you got to understand that comes from work in the gym. That comes from work ethic.
Well, yeah,
that ain't got nothing to do with the rule changes.
Taking more advantage of midnight basketball, I guess, huh?
Well, I lived in Germany when basketball was just starting to peak, to be honest with you. So we talking 30 years ago. And I'm telling you, bro, I could go out to the park and them German boys would be playing against Australians and I mean, bro, they stay. See, here's the one thing I'm gonna tell you this. Some ain't gonna understand or they're gonna like when I say this. They'll be outside at 2:00 in the morning just shooting basketball at the park with the lights. No gunfights, no hollering, no fighting, none of that shit. They outside playing basketball. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, all day and all night. And then you get these AAU type of things. It's not AAU over there, but they have these tournaments and these things, over there for these kids at young ages that their parents get them into, and they keep them in the gym. That's how you can get a 7'2" guy to go out there and play like a point guard, because he's been playing guard ever since he was a big child in the 3rd grade, and he was already he was 5'8", 5'9" in the 3rd grade. And he learned his ball skills, handling the ball skills and all that shit at a young age, and it never stopped. And they just have the work ethic to utilizing that God-given gift, and they apply it with the work ethic. And then you come to the highest league, and that's how you become the best. That's how it is. That's anything.
There's some truth to that, because I just saw some. It might have been Rex Chapman, but it was some white person that's famous. I forgot who it was. It was on X, Twitter, and he had said that it was like over in Europe, they don't have AAU. They practice 6 games. They practice 6 days a week and play 1 day a week. But over here in America with AAU, we practice 1 day a week and play 6 games a day in AAU.
There's a lot of truth there.
So where are you getting better?
There's a lot of truth there. See, you don't really. It's like in boxing. You don't learn how to box in a fight. If you schedule me to fight on May the 3rd, I can't just wait till May the 3rd to start getting ready for that fight. I got to go get sparring. I got to practice way more than my actual fight date. You see what I'm saying? I got to go get sparring. I got to learn. I got to get prep. I got to prep for it. You can't prep and get better in a game. That's not where you get better in the game, because it's too many, too many obstacles, too many, changes in a game that go on the fly. You know what I'm saying? You can't get better there. You get better in practice. You get better, like they had this principle of staying. It's really like 5 days a week that they practice, and then they might play 2 days out of the week. That's how it was, because they might, if you win a game, you play the next day. If you lose, you done. You go back to practice on Monday or whatever. So yeah, that allows these kids to get instructional. Instructional is better than hands-on when it comes to the basketball, because it really is hands-on when you're out there practicing on the court. See what I'm saying? So, because you can stop, pause, say yes, no. You can't do that in a game. A mistake costs you a game. In practice, a mistake don't cost you a game. A mistake costs you a do-over. You don't have no do-overs in a game.
No, you're 100% accurate. So yeah, I'm gonna hop off here. That was interesting conversation there. I don't want to alienate the show talking about sports, but
I understand.
all y'all, hope you had a good Easter. But go ahead.
I do have one thing I got to ask you, because you wrote something on a post that I put out. You made a comment, and it was about.
Oh yeah, you talking shit about Riley?
I didn't talk shit about him. I just said, and I said a fact. Rolly is a shit talker. He's a fighter, y'all, if you may not know. He had a fight over the weekend and he got stopped in the 7th round or something like that. And what happened was, I put a post out. I don't remember exactly what it said. It was like, I know I can name 5 players. Here, let me find the post. I got it right here. I said Wyatt Live Boxing. I said Wyatt Live Sports Boxing. And I said, I can give you 5 fighters in my city who's better than Rolly, and 2 of them are amateurs. There's a lot of people in the city who run gyms who will tell you that that's nothing but a fact, what I just said. That's nothing but a fact. Now, that's not necessarily shitting on Rolly. It might sound that way to some people, but there's a reason. There's a reason of my madness of why I say that. Because there's a lot of kids. There's 3 guys in my city in that weight class that could deserve that shot that Rolly is getting. You understand what I'm saying to you, Fame? Rolly is being used. All right. He does not deserve, in my mind, in my eyes, in my opinion, he does not deserve to get these big bannered fights. There's too many other brothers out here that deserve that opportunity. And they're just using him because he can sell tickets. He's a cute dude to the girls. He's bringing asses to the seats. They're using him. But what they're doing is diluting the sport by putting subpar talent in there instead of some brothers from Detroit, Cincinnati, Miami, and giving us the opportunity to make $2-3 million and better our lives. And this is coming from a black company. This is Mayweather and them. We praise Mayweather for being a billionaire and all this old shit, but what is he doing for the community? It was us that got him his billion. Just like LeBron. It's us that make these guys rich. And look, there's no doubt in my mind, Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the best fighter that I've ever seen in my life. Okay, and I put him up. I put him up with the Muhammad Ali's and all of that. I mean, he's a unbelievable fighter. But when it comes down to being a human being, there's a lot of narcissism there, and there's a whole lot of business over people, and I mean over his own people. You know, and that I got an issue with that. I think that you got to understand, there was a hidden message in my madness. When I said there's 5 guys in my city, I meant 3 professionals that should have that fight. They should have those opportunities. Floyd is a black man who could put these guys in those opportunities, but what he's doing is he's choosing business over those guys. And that's just my personal opinion. Maybe because I've seen some things and been some places no one else has been in that sport, in that industry, on a professional level. And I know the opportunities go to them, to the Puerto Ricans. The opportunities go to the white boys. Look at all them fights that they go to the Mexicans. The brothers just don't get the same opportunities in the sport of boxing like the Latinos do. So that's why I said what I said, and I stick on that. I'm gonna stand on that circle, and I believe brothers will tell you that that's true. Who are in the sport, they'll tell you that's true.
Well, there's some truth to that, but you only live once. But since it's Easter, Jesus would obviously say to you, "Speak for yourself." It's been real. I had fun. I had fun.
All right, Frank. Thanks for engaging, brother. That was Fame, Rothstein, Opstein, Mosstein, who say some Opstein shit. I don't know who he called himself when he called in. Some Sammy Davis Jr. shit. I don't know. I forgot. But thanks for engaging. I always appreciate it when he calls and anybody else. But yeah, we talked about WNBA a little bit too long. That was my fault. Of course, it was my fault. All right, so let's get to it. Let me see. I put a post out the other day. Y'all know I know when I say some real shit, how, if I like when I put something out about the fight, people that I don't know that's watching the page or saying something, they'll engage. Like, oh, so you really do see my post when I say shit. You really do. You just don't say nothing unless I say something that you like. I can't even, and that's fine. I guess that's what posts are all about. I don't expect somebody to sit on their phone or on their device and wait for me to say something and agree or disagree with me on everything. I just don't expect that. However, sometimes I put a post out there and I'm shocked at some of the people that respond or hit a like or just, I know that they were watching it. It's just, it's weird sometimes. And I put a post out the other day that said this. It was one day ago, so I guess that was yesterday. It says, the only reason why crime is down in the city is because they don't talk about it. Anybody see that? Let me see how many. I got 6 people that hit the like, that engaged in it. One way or the other. Put the thumb up, didn't say anything. Nobody commented on it. And I just wonder sometime, am I the only one that think like this? Or am I the only one that's brave enough to say something about this? Or am I just flat out wrong? I'm willing to say that maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe crime is just not happening. Some crime is happening, but not enough for us to be hitting the panic button. And our kids are okay. Ain't nothing going on with our kids. There's something going on, but it ain't enough to be alarmed, Wyatt, and stop hating on people, Wyatt, for saying the shit that's going on in the community. Because it's funny. And y'all know I got this to go back to. Where's the cash register machine so I can bring up the receipts? Hit the receipt. Hit the cash register. What I tell you 3 years ago? Oh, I love being able to, make my money back on some of the things that I say. See, I say things as an investment. I invest in what I say, looking for the return. And what I did 3 years ago, I told you, I said, oh, I don't care that who wins the administration at City Hall. That shit don't mean anything to me because it's not going to affect how I do things in life. And if you want an all black or all female or all LGBT or all Asian city council, fine. It ain't going to affect me like that. So feel good about whatever you want to feel good about. But I'm going to tell you what I want you to do. I want to make sure that you keep accurate, detailed notes when it's time to hold people accountable. I want you to hold this administration accountable just like you did the prior administration. Every time there's a shooting, I want y'all to be asking them what they going to do about it, like you did the last past administration. Every time something don't work out, every time something get high or they pick business over the people, I want you to hold them same people accountable. Now, I said that before they even got sworn in. I said it. I know y'all don't remember that, right? I'm working on my own cash register. I'm making up my own receipts. The difference is on Wyatt Live, I can go back to the content. I can go back to it and say, hey, I said this, and here's the date that I said it. I said, now, I don't want to hear nobody. I don't want to see y'all sitting on the hands and I don't want to see nobody not saying anything when it's business as usual under the same administration. I don't want to hear that shit. And then here come the railroad. Nobody wanted to step up and tell the black community, what they should really be doing. Oh, I got a video to show you about that. Matter of fact, stick around, hit the share, hit the tag. I got something to show you. Because guess what? I was getting hated on by some people for this reason of when they were trying to sell the railroad. What did I say to everyone? I was like, well, my opinion, I'm a talk show guy, I guess. I'll give you my opinion. I went on black radio. I didn't call in, but what I did is I typed in some shit. And not only did some people just flat out ignore what I said. There were some people that would make comments off of what I said. I was the guy who was just trying to be smart. I was just trying to say something. And it was coming from some people that I know that if, really want people to not trust me in what I say. And I'm okay with that because it makes them feel bigger. It makes them feel more important when they have a group of people that gravitate to them and to them only. When they're the smartest in the room, they like that. They like being the smartest in the room. However, me, I always say to you, I'm in the wrong room if I'm the smartest in the room. They don't really want to learn. They just want to be known. It's the clout. That's the reward. So when I made my comments about why isn't people in leadership stepping up to us, telling us as a community, you had no problem putting yard signs in the black people's yards. You had no problem telling people that you should vote for these people because we need change for our people. You had no problem saying any of that shit. You had no problem being black when you was running, but why can't you be black when you get there? Why can't you want to put black people first on your, all right, they gonna vote for me list, but you're not putting black people needs first. And I told you it was coming. I said, wait a minute, when it's time for them to make a business decision, let's see if they put the business over the people. What happened? What happened? So this is what I said in the comment section one day. After, this is why I don't call. What's the point in calling? I don't have to call there. I could type in. Somebody was like, well, why people over here who only talk bad about Mr. Ware, why would they even be over here? I don't know. There's people that watch my show that say bad shit about me, and I don't complain that they're here. Maybe they just want to hear, hear something different than what they normally hear. Maybe I'm listening to something that I don't agree with. Maybe I'm getting energy from it, and maybe I want to correct what was said. Maybe I'm wrong in my correction. Maybe I'm the wrong. Maybe I'm saying it the wrong way. Maybe I'm just wrong. Okay, but I want to hear how people feel about that. So I want to hear about the railroad sale. Now what they saying? I can't believe they ain't had no meetings, check signing. We don't even know. That's like that Marty. That money dark. We don't even know where it is. We don't know nothing about it. You think? Because it was never for you in the first place. When your leaders are left in the dark, where does that leave the people? When the leadership ain't coming out and telling you what we should do, then it ain't about you. The plan is already made. You ain't part of the plan. The plan is already in process. It's already in motion. The real leaders they already got shit lined up, and you're just not part of it. So I go on to the radio, and I make my comments, and I say, listen, and I think Iris Rowley was the only one that was talking some sense. She was the only one that was saying things like, well, what do we want? What do we want? What do we want? And I feel her on that. Y'all always want to isolate and make it a black thing. Okay, black folks, what do you want? What do you want? Stop going for trinkets and tangibles, little bitty old trinkets and shit. What do you want that can add generational wealth? What can you do to just be set and your children set? What do you want? And when I said what I said, it was this. Put $400 million of that railroad money off toward the black community and put it towards a black bank. Because now black banks, if you go get the right one, not no credit union made up by preachers. Keep the preachers away from the money in your city. That's not a bank. Keep the preachers away from the money. So I said, pull $400 million. That's what we want. $400 million for banking. Banking is the economic, it's the heart. It loans money. It provides education for our children. It gets you homes. It gets you cars. It gets you what you need to be self-sufficient in this country. Without banking, you really think rich people use their money? They use banks. If you don't know how money move, how you going to sit back and be mad at how money move? So this is what I'm trying to tell you. When a guy come on and say some shit like, oh, reparations, this is what y'all want? Okay, reparations has to look a certain way for me to agree with it. I don't want a check and everybody get a check because everybody ain't gonna do right because everybody ain't ready for that check. And I don't want my family walking down the street being held hostage because everybody know I still got my check. That's the worst thing you can do to somebody that just don't see shit for what it really is. I don't want your children, your wife, your husband to be held up because somebody that didn't effed up their money they know y'all doing y'all money right. So we gonna go get theirs. We jacked ours off, but we gonna go get theirs. So what did I say? $400 million. Who remember that? Let's wake some people up. Who remember me saying it on my show? I even said it on another show. I said 400 million to banking. Anybody remember that? Send a thumb if you remember that. Guess I'm talking to myself. So I want to show you something. What's going on in Boston that has a huge immigration problem right now, and they're backdooring, they're moving black people out. They're doing the same shit in Boston that they're doing in Chicago and New York. Now, tomorrow, I'm going to light up New York's mayor because here he is, black man, who doing all the shit to make it sound like somebody doing him wrong when he know what's really wrong, and he goes right on the Breakfast Club. If y'all want to prime yourself and prep yourself, tomorrow I'm going to be talking about the mayor of New York and how he's flat out lying to a black audience about what's going on in the city of New York, why those immigrants are there, how they got there, why they're there, and why they're doing so much for them. I'm going to bust it down tomorrow, break it down. So if you know chaos agents who just now starting to learn the way that they always taught about how things are being done. They've been in the dark for 3 years on this immigration thing, but all of a sudden, since they've been taught by MSNBC and CNN and on the Al Sharptons and all that, now they being educated the way that they need to be educated. Now they have all the answers. Well, I'm going to show you how the city of New York's mayor got on the Breakfast Club and flat out lied. I'm going to put it out there tomorrow. I'm going to break it down. But today, what I'm going to show you is this. The city of Boston, who's getting illegal migrants daily, giving them cards, paying them just like New York, doing everything they're doing. The black folks in Boston are now starting to, wake up. They waking up. They waking up a little bit, but they waking up in a different kind of way. They not fussing and fighting and all this old shit. They looking at it like this. Oh, wait a minute. Since you want to do so much for migrants, these are the things that we want now. And I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at them asking for what they want. Now, here's what I'm trying to tell you. I want y'all to listen closely. I don't want to tear up I don't want to like I don't know what do you call it? I don't want to, spoil it. But I want you to listen to what the people of Boston is saying. You got this, it ain't even about the illegal immigrants. They've gotten past that. See, smart people don't use the obvious to make their point all the time. You use the point at the end when you get told no. You understand? The obvious comes in at the end. That's the art of negotiation. I know what I'm worth. I don't have to tell you that at the beginning. I'll tell you that at the end when you give me my yes or no. That's the art of negotiation. That's the art of negotiation. And that is, you never tell people what you're worth at the beginning. They should already know. Why should you tell the obvious? So now let me explain to you what's going on with the Bostonians. They're saying they want reparations, and they're using the church. They're using the black church. The black church is now calling in the white church to do what needs to be done in reparations. But what I want y'all to hear is what they're asking for in their reparations. See, there's a difference between just saying, like out in California, they doing that shit. They put a battery in those black folks back there, asking for shit that they know ain't gonna never happen. They just need chaos agents in the street. The more chaos that goes on areas, the less you pay attention to the other things. It's like the magicians, they tend to distract over here while they slide the play over here. And that's a normal thing in politics. They slide, they switching hands, they 3-card Mollying people. So I'm gonna play this clip right here from Boston. The more important thing out of this clip, please listen to what they want and ask. And I'm gonna ask you, is anything that they asking for familiar? Have you ever heard this from somebody? Check it out.
Task force studying how Boston might enact reparations for its black residents continues its work. One local group is calling for churches to support the fight for reparations. As WBZ's Paul Burton reports, they're asking for a payout in the billions.
So we call on the white church in Boston.
If I may say this, let me express one thing before I let you listen to this, because this is interesting. You got to understand, the only reason why the black churches and the black folks in Boston are now asking for reparations is because they see how the illegal immigrants are being treated. It's a great play. This is why I asked some time ago, is Cincinnati a sanctuary city? Y'all thought I was being arrogant, nasty, obnoxious. But I'm saying it for the reasons of, if y'all want reparations, you might want to get somebody here and you'll see how your diplomacy is really acting. Let them take care of somebody else before they take care of you, and then you'll see what you really got coming. So Boston played it like this is a hand of spades, and they trying to run a whole Boston on their ass. Watch this.
Fight for reparations. As WBZ's Paul Burton reports, they're asking for a payout in the billions.
So we call on the white church in Boston to join us in supporting a black reparations movement.
Standing in solidarity, clergy leaders from across the city of Boston gathered for an interfaith, multiracial meeting at the Resurrection Lutheran Church in Roxbury, Nubian Square. They're here to ask the religious community to atone for black Boston suffering and support black reparations.
And we are coming, as Dr. King said, to get our check.
Organizers from the Boston People's Reparation Commission say they're also following up on their demand on the city of Boston for a $15 billion initial payout to begin the process towards repair and reconciliation to the city's black community.
$5 billion as initial payment around cash payouts, $5 billion around strengthening our financial institutions, creating a new black bank, $5 billion in terms of addressing issues of the education achievement gap between blacks and whites.
In 2022, the Boston City Council and Mayor Michelle Wu offered an official apology for the city's involvement in the transatlantic slave trade. She also launched 2 task force research teams to study Boston's role in slavery and its long impact on descendants.
So we still suffer from the trauma of those instances, and even today, dealing with racism.
On Saturday, this group called on the white church in Boston to support the black community for its association in slavery.
Today we call upon this city, its financiers, and its white churches to stop the shirking, stop the lying, tell the truth, and pay what is owed.
Organizers say the next step is to engage in conversation with white church leadership directly and find a process to help the black community. In Boston, I'm Paul Burton, WBZ News.
Now, I know a lot of people didn't know that black folks were suffering in Boston the way they are, because some of you never heard anybody talk about Boston unless you was talking about New Edition or some singers or something. Here lately, I've talked a lot about Boston because Boston is getting hit just like Chicago with illegal immigrants. And they're putting these illegal immigrants ahead of the black community in Boston. And nobody really wants to have a conversation about that because they know who they have to point at. They know that it's the administration. They know who it is. And that's why I can't wait to have this conversation about Eric Adams tomorrow from New York. Because Eric Adams just lied to everybody on Breakfast Club saying that it's the dirty white Republicans sending all these illegal immigrants to only black cities. And they're trying to turn the black people against each other. Really? How could you say that, bro? Only person that'll look at that and say it's the truth is somebody that'll just take his word. Boston is not it's not a black Democrat. It's a Democrat city, but it ain't ran by a black man or a black woman. Neither is Denver. These are cities getting sanctuary. They're sending the illegal immigrants to sanctuary cities, sir, not just black cities. If sanctuary cities happen to be black, okay, if they send them to Cincinnati, it would be no different than sending it to Boston. So he's flat out lying. He's always race baiting, trying to make it sound like they doing something against black people. And that's why that's the whole agenda. That's what they're trying to do. But that's not true. They're sending them to sanctuary cities where if you don't want to deal with these folks, then why should we? You have sanctuary city laws on the books. That's why Cincinnati ICE is no longer existent. That's why I can go to court and watch a guy who's costing more money than the average guy down the way. If somebody get caught selling dope and catch a case, he can go up in front with his public defender, and it's business as usual. You pay, the county is paying for the taxpayers is paying for a public defender for you. But let one of these illegal immigrants come here and get in trouble in Hamilton County. Guess what? Not only does he have a public defender that's costing XYZ an hour, he also has a translator who's costing XYZ amount an hour. Now, when I first got in my profession, these guys had ICE holders, which means, okay, this is it, bro. This is your last gig. This is your last stop. You're going to have a holder, and if you're not documented and supposed to be here, we're shipping your ass out within a week. But you're going to hear these charges, and you're going to be here for these charges. But after that, we shipping you up out of here. That's it. And for some odd reason, it ain't working that way anymore. You got Julio and all these blues down there, and they got translators and all this other shit. And it's costing the county money. It always has. And it ain't just the Mexicans. Don't get it twisted. It's any illegal immigrant that's coming through that border. They're in a city near you. You're just not talking about it because you have to hold somebody dear near close to you accountable. And it ain't good now, is it? It ain't good to have to say something bad about somebody, except if his name is Trump. Y'all love talking about that man. Did you notice in what he said? What reparations they looking for? Did you hear the conversation? Did you hear what the pastor said? This is what this is what they were talking about with Iris Rowley, and I believe Pastor, what's his name? I can't think of his name. Damon Lynch, when they were trying to get the churches together and say, what do we want? I'm going to give y'all this gem right here because nobody would have thought to go look at Boston News and see how they're moving in the sanctuary cities. And now black folks are starting to ask for reparations in the right kind of way. $15 billion, some in payout, but mostly to an economic growth, which means what? What did they ask for, folks? Since my dumb ass was just trying to be the smartest man in the room when I was on radio, what did they ask for? What were they priming and prepping for to come to their city that they wanted to sink the money into? Can anybody guess what they were asking for? A bank. We want this amount of money to go towards black banking. Now, why would you want a black bank in a black city? Why would you want that? See what I'm saying? Because it's the heartbeat of your economic. It's the heartbeat of the economics of the city. If black people with these post office jobs and Uber drivers and restaurant workers and CEOs or whatever of your city, if we were to stack up and rack up and put all our money in these institutions that support us, we might be able to be more, more engaged with black-owned businesses, not just going in and patronizing the business, but doing business in a business that do business with business. They ain't talking like this, man. They don't talk about stuff like that. They gloom and doom and, oh, motherfuckers fucking with us. We ain't shit. Let me explain something to you right now. I'm going to say it, and y'all ain't going to like this. If you still, it's 2024. Record this and use it against me one day because I'm going to say it. And a lot of people ain't going to like it. It's 2024. If you ain't free now, you ain't never going to be free. Freedom is in the mind. Freedom is in the ability. Freedom is an achievement. Freedom is in the choices that we make and the opportunities that we take. It's 2024. If you ain't free now, you ain't never going to be free. I know I'm going to get some blowback for that one, but I'm ready for it. I can handle it. I'm a big boy. I just want to check something before I move on because I think I'm done for the day, but let me just make sure. I don't know if I don't know if Emmanuel Livingston is going on today. Does anybody know? Because I got some bullets in the chamber here of a couple things I can talk about. I just need to know. Does anybody know if bro going on today? Tell me now before I start stepping into something different. Is my voice not matching up with the microphone, LaDonna? I call her LaDonna. I mean Donna. My bad, yo. I read it on the screen. Can someone let me know? All right. You notice none of the chaos agents came out? Back out and come back in, Donna. Y'all notice I put that post up? Cat Taylor said, I can hear you just fine. Thank you, Cat. I appreciate you. On YouTube. Thank you. Sean D. Nutter said, keep going. Okay, let's see what happens. Y'all notice none of the chaos agents are out? Yeah, I seen that. I seen that E is off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but is he off from afternoon experiment or is he off of his job? See, you got to be more specific, E. Damn. People really, want to listen to you. Somebody try to figure that out for me real fast. I'm going to say something real fast before I move on. I got this little thing that I wrote down here says, I'm forgiving. Thank you, Carolyn. But once again, I don't know if he meant he's off work or if he's off the show Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep going. And if he comes on, somebody let me know. I got this thing I want to share with you guys, if I may. I got a little bit of time on my hands. I want to share this with you. I wrote this thing down on my sketch pad here that says, I'm forgiving. I got a little blowback from some people because I said something on the air last week about I got an enemy. I do have an enemy. I don't want to share what it's about or who it is. That's my business and that's his business. But I do have an enemy. However, I don't have the type of enemy that keeps me up at night anymore. It used to, years and years and years ago. But it is a type of enemy that a man, being myself, it's just something that I deal with. Like I get, I deal with it. Here's what it don't do. I'm over the it worries me shit. I'm not over the when I see you, we still getting at it. We gonna thump. I'm not over that. That ain't gonna never go nowhere. Y'all gotta see. I heard somebody say, well, when you get old, you ain't gonna be on all that. Well, I'm old. And I get older. If I'm 82 and I see him at the Shell gas station, I'm swinging. We thumping. Because he gonna be 82 also. So there's no advantage, disadvantage. We both gonna be some 82-year-old cats. He ain't got no problem swinging, and I ain't got no problem swinging. I'm sorry, I'm not advocating violence, but this is just one I'm never gonna go nowhere. So I'll get to that, Shabazz. Shalom, shalom. So here's the thing. That's what we used to call it, Ed. Thumping, boxing to the body. That's what we used to do. That's what we used to call it, thumping. Old school shit. So I want to say something about forgiving. Let me just say this. I don't lose sleep at night from having an enemy, which means, when you don't forgive somebody, it worries you. It keeps you up. I don't even think about this shit. This is one of them situations where it's go mode. That's it. That's it. It ain't no, I can't wait to see him again. I can't wait. No, it's not that. It's more of whenever I see you, we on go. I'm not worried about what you did to me. I'm not worried about it. I'm way past that. It's been 20-some years. I'm over that. But I'm not over us thumping. We still going at it. So now let me express something to you. I had this young lady years ago who told me that she seen me as a mentor. Okay? And I said, okay, that's fine. She was a nice young lady, and she knew people that I knew. I know her father still to this day. And she was kind of backdoorish. Like, I didn't realize this at the beginning because she had too many things that I could relate to at the beginning of me meeting her. I met her around a bunch of kids and me helping out in the community and doing some things. I met her through this. So she gravitated, she came to me and we start talking, and then, I would throw functions and do things with the kids, and she would come volunteer. And she would always say, I want to come help you. I want to do this. I want to do that. And I would always say, okay, cool. Come on. Eventually I put her on my team. Okay. I put her on the Wyatt team to be able to help in functions. And she was like an assistant, a personal assistant to me, where if I needed something done, like she could handle some things. Like if I needed security, I would have her call and schedule things for me. And she was a volunteer, but this is what I did. Nobody can tell you in this city of Cincinnati, if you ever come work for me as a volunteer, I still compensate you. Okay, a volunteer means I don't owe you anything. No one owes you anything. A thank you, a chicken dinner, a biscuit dinner, or whatever, and thank you for helping us out. You got some experience. That's how a lot of people do people. Me, nobody in this chat, nobody on this show, nobody off the show. If you've ever done something with me at a function and you volunteered your time, I still compensated you with money. It might not have been a whole lot, but you got something. Everybody can't say they do that they've done that. So now let me get you to understand this. This young lady volunteered her time. However, I compensate her. I paid her $100 a week. Don't sound like a lot, but I didn't ask her to do a lot. Here's the thing. We all knew some people in and out of town, and she knew those people. Matter of fact, I introduced her to those people. And they became cool. They became friends or social media buddies and shit like that. And these are my people in New Jersey. So I introduced her to my people in New Jersey, and they become cool. And she start backdooring me, saying goofy ass dumb shit about me and my personals and telling these people. And I guess what she thought she was doing was burning the candle at both ends. Like, but yet you come to me and you tell me that I'm your mentor. She would tell me, you're my mentor. I look up to you. I want to learn how to do what you do. I want to learn this. I see how you do this. And now she's damn near my daughter's age. She's older than my daughter. She's probably about 10 years older than my daughter now that I think about it. But I guess the relevance of my daughter came up because I seen her. So she was so young. So I let a lot of things slide as long as she was getting done what I needed done. And she told me one day, I seen her and she told me one day, she said, well, thank you. This was after, like, I just couldn't take it anymore because I found out how she was doing me with my people in New Jersey. And she told me one day, she said, you know what, Wyatt, you're the best guy I've ever met in my life, like the best man. I can't think that anybody would be as nice as you, and you know how people play you. And she said, one of your biggest traits is that you forgive. And she don't know I'm from 1335 John Street. She got the game fucked up. She don't understand that I'm not one of the most forgiving people. I don't forgive. I just don't fuck with you no more. And that's just the way it is. Like, I'm just being honest with you. Like, I don't forgive you. Have I sent you any letters? Have I sent you any condolences of your losses of your family? I just don't fuck with you no more. You want me to argue because I found out how you was doing me behind my back. You want me to be mad at you. You want me to this and this and this and that. Here's why I tried to help the young lady, because it was, number one, she's a little black girl. And she was very sincere when she came and talked to me. She came to my office. She sat down. She dressed up for that occasion to sit down and ask me if I would be her mentor. She said, I really like how you do things and blah, blah, blah. All right, I'm cool and fine with that. All that shit I've heard before. But the one thing I never heard was this. You understand, I'm not going to tell you verbatim what she said, but after she said what she said, I've said that to a mentor before. And that's what put me on the hook. That's what got me to say, that's what got me to trust her to work with me. I'm a very difficult person to work for the closer you get to me. If you're just a distance person, it's not a problem. But someone that can move, see, it was the trigger. The trigger was what she said, why she wanted me to be her mentor, the reasons. And I had heard that before because I said it. I said it to a mentor before. And I'm saying, damn, she took the words right out of my mouth that I said 40, 30 years ago. So it got me, it put her right where she needed to be. My guard totally fell down. And I brought her on the team. And I opened up the books. I let her see some things. You know what I mean? I helped. Showed her this is how this happens. This is that. Put her on the payroll. Did everything. And she turned out to be a backstabber. Turned out to be one of the people that was trying to, I don't know if she was trying to move to New Jersey. I don't know what she was trying to do by trying to be cool with them. And, maybe she was getting paid to do some things to me. I don't know. I don't really care. But it made me think of that situation Friday when people, and I read over the weekend, the comments from when I said I'm going to thump with this dude every time. And everybody was sending me comments. Oh, Wyatt, you too old to still be holding grudges. And y'all got to understand, I work hard. I play hard. I love hard. I am committed to the things that I do. And if I'm committed, I don't expect it to go bad. I don't expect people to do me wrong because I would never do you wrong. So I don't really forgive. I just stop fucking with you. Don't get it twisted, shorty. Don't think that I've forgiven you. I just don't rock with you anymore. Don't that make sense, guys? And it's the same thing with an old dude that y'all trying to pull me, pull the muzzle back and trying to put me on a chain from this dude. Y'all don't know what I went through. You don't know what I was facing. You don't know why I can't get over not kicking ass every time I see him. I don't forgive. I just forget. I just don't fuck with you no more. And so when y'all was, my sister Tracy Dillingham, when you was talking about, I like all y'all, this ain't the same dude. This is a different situation. I don't want you to ever think, sis, that I'm out of shape. Like I'm out of shape to the point of like all broken up about something and can't let it go. And I'm too, I'm being immature. It's not that. I'm not forgiving. I just don't mess with the cats no more. So, I mean, you got to understand, we are for each his own on that. Hey, quick question before I get out of here. Where the chaos agents at? Did y'all hear about that situation? Now, I put it on my page. I'm twisting and turning a little bit. I put it on my page of what happened in Indianapolis over the weekend. Did y'all see what y'all babies was doing over the weekend in Indianapolis? I'll get to Cincinnati here in a second. Y'all babies? Those are our babies. Your babies are in Indianapolis. Now, here's what I don't understand. Here's what I had to tell my wife over the weekend. My wife don't like politics. She don't like the news. She don't like the shit I talk about. She don't want to be that bothered with none of it. She always telling me, you're going to drive yourself crazy trying to make the world right. And I'll be like, babe, I'm not trying to make the world right. I just say what I say. And then people that get it, get it. I ain't trying to change nobody's mind, baby. I just think that I have a commitment to do what I'm doing, and I'm just doing it. She say, all right, whatever. Okay, baby. You know, whatever. Well, in Indianapolis over the weekend, was it six or seven young men downtown Indianapolis? And here's what's really shitty about this. When my wife and I go to Indianapolis, we stay at the Conrad. If we don't stay at the Conrad, we stay at the JW, right outside the mall. The JW is further down the street. The Conrad is connected, damn near connected to the downtown mall, the Circle Mall. We're there all the time. Well, when we go, that's where we stay. The last time I was in Indianapolis, I said, I'm not coming back because I got into it with a dude. I didn't get into it with the dude. There was a guy inside the mall who was being very disrespectful to children. He was in the food court. He was acting up. And I had to do something because I'm a grown ass man and you dealing with, my daughters were there because there was a dance competition or some type of cheer or some competition going on in Indianapolis. And all these kids and their parents and all that are in the food court. And you got a dude in there just being disrespectful, telling people shut the F up and go sit your bitch ass down and all this old shit. And I had to go over to him because he was getting closer and closer to my table with that nonsense. So I went over to him and I kindly asked the man, the brother, bro, can you do me a favor? He looked at me crazy like, I can't believe somebody walked up to my crazy ass. Like I'm bullying this damn food court. He was treating it like it was the penitentiary. And he was the big dog running shit in the cafeteria. So I walked over to him very kindly. I ain't no big guy. I just went over there and I just asked him, hey, bro, can you do me a favor? He looked at me crazy. Y'all know that look. Y'all know when the motherfucker get that look like, eh. And I was like, I need you to do me a favor, dog. I said, I need you to take that shit somewhere else. I just need you to take that shit somewhere else, bro. My family right here. He said, I don't do favors. I don't do favors. I said, okay, well, listen, have it your way, player. I don't do favors either, but this is as close to a favor that it is. I'm just letting you know, like, my family is right here. Just keep it down, but do me a favor, just take that shit somewhere else. I don't do favors. And then I knew what I was dealing with because he started walking off. And, you know, when they turn their back, when they turn their back, I already know it ain't gonna be no mess. Because if you from where we from, you know when a motherfucker turn their back on you, it's over. They're not going to do anything. They're scared at this point. And I know that. And I'm just being very kind to him. Like, bro, take that shit somewhere else. He went to the bathroom over there in the food court, came out, washing his face and all that. And I'm like, okay, I'm dealing with a crazy dude. He looked at me and did some old goofy shit with his hands. And then he went down the escalator. I told my wife, I said, if they not gonna have no better security, if they ain't got their hands on the pulse of their community here, I'm never coming back to this spot. I'm never coming back to this spot. Look at Brenda Early said the same thing. She said, yeah, over the years, we stopped going to that mall. We with staying at a downtown hotel, it gets crazier every year. And this was a few years ago, Brenda Early. You feel me? So you know exactly what I'm talking about. You go over to that food court and it's crazy people over there. It's disrespectful people over there. Well, over the weekend, 6 or 7 little brothers got shot down there. Oh, I don't know if they black kids. My apologies. It was probably them white kids from the suburbs bringing a crazy ass downtown Indianapolis. I don't know. So I don't want to put this on the black kids. This ain't a color thing for me. This is a kid. Y'all can put a label on it if you want to. But if you had to put it in the comment section, was these white kids or black kids? Y'all tell me. I don't know. I'll let y'all decide. But anyway, 6 or 7 kids got shot from the ages of 7 and 12 years old. And they're outside downtown Indianapolis at 11:30 at night. 11:30 at night. Why are children 7 to 12 years old outside downtown Indianapolis raising hell, raising havoc, and down there with guns and shit and being shot? Whose mama, whose daddy let their 7-year-old outside at midnight? So 7 kids were taken to the hospital in gunfight with gunshots. I got the video clip. Let me see if I can play this real fast. Indy over the weekend. I just want to know, why aren't they talking about this shit? They mentioned it on the radio, but they ain't going to have the type of conversation we going to have on it. They mentioned it. They mentioned on the radio that it happened. But they not talking about it like if it would have been a white cop down there that drug a little 7-year-old boy or accidentally shot him or whatever. If it would have shot, they'd be out in the street. Black Lives Matter signs would be walking down the street. They'd be at the damn city hall and all that shit. Still to this day. And you know who would be out there? CNN or had a damn truck out there with the satellite on the top, twisting and getting that shit all over. There'll be satellite telling everybody in their house. CNN and MSNBC will be knocking on everybody's door. Y'all don't know that they out in the streets marching and shit? Y'all better get y'all asses out there. Al Sharpton will be in Indianapolis today. Benjamin Crump, they all will be in Indianapolis meeting with the mamas and all that old shit. They'll be at the mama's doorstep when their kid gets shot, if a cop do it. But they don't go knock on the door of these parents when a black little kid shoot another black kid. Benjamin Crump, nor does Al Sharpton, none of them show up at the parents' house when it's black kids shooting each other. So I'm going to play this clip of what happened just in case those that didn't know what happened. And then in this clip, I have 2 clips, but in this clip, I think this one's better because now the city is calling for accountability. But what's crazy is it's never the leadership that calls for this accountability. It's never the people that ask for your vote. It's always the community, and it's always somebody like me who's saying some shit that need to be said, but we don't say it enough. And then when we say it, we the enemy. We don't understand. We don't know how shit really is. But 12 to 17-year-olds downtown Indianapolis at midnight, 11:30 at night, midnight, and then the next day, same ruckus happens in the city of Cincinnati, except there's no gunshots. But the teenagers are running through the stores in downtown Cincinnati, smashing shit. Y'all babies? Y'all letting y'all babies do this? Ain't they the babies, right? They the babies. So this is what happened in Indianapolis over the weekend. And this is why my wife and I will never go to Indianapolis and stay at the JW, nor will we stay at the Conrad, nor will we entertain that damn mall downtown Indianapolis. Because look at what happens. Look at what happens when you have poor leadership. Look at what happens when you have poor leadership, no accountability, and you don't hold parents accountable for what their children are out here doing. Look at what happens.
If you don't know where your 12-year-old is, I think that should be a priority for you. 3 straight weekends of mass shootings, the latest one last night in Indianapolis involving teenagers. Well, 7 teens were injured later Saturday night in a mass shooting in downtown Indianapolis. No arrests have been made at this time. WRTV's Griffin Gonzalez tells us how a heartbroken community is responding and where officials are asking parents to step up.
I have five people shot.
An initial call on a police scanner that sounds all too familiar, as Indy has its third mass shooting in its third straight weekend.
I'm extremely disappointed that we're here again talking about mass violence in our city.
According to an IMPD spokesperson, Saturday's shooting ended up leaving 7 people shot, all of whom reportedly in stable condition, but all victims fall under the age of 17.
Based on what we know right now is that there was some sort of disturbance that occurred right before this, and someone or some persons decided to use a gun to solve that problem, which is never the right answer.
It is extremely concerning to us that so many of our young people have been victims of gun violence this evening.
The community is also concerned.
We all saw what happened. I mean, it was devastating. Our hearts shattered yet again. But for me, it's time. It's time for that call to action.
Let Them Talk is an organization working to help reduce violence as an option for black teens. The organization and IMPD feels it's time for parents to step up.
Adults, we have to show kids that we know how to have restorative conversations, that we can sit down and we can talk. It starts at home, and if we're not setting the correct example for these kids and allowing our kids to see anything, be around anything, be exposed to anything, then they're going to do anything.
We're all going to have to, like I said, take a look in the mirror and find out what more we can do as a community to try to prevent our youth from taking such permanent actions that you can't take back.
In Indianapolis, Griffin Gonzalez, WRTV.
And again, no arrests have been made at this time. Tonight, Mayor Joe Hogsett is responding to the shooting. He says a 12-year-old has no business being out late at night anywhere without parental or adult supervision, nor should a young person at any age be in possession of a gun. Then he adds, quote, solutions will require all of us to address the ease with which our youth access and turn to firearms to solve their conflicts. The city of Indianapolis is continuing to build on our $150 million violence reduction strategy, including hiring a chief violence prevention officer who will focus exclusively on youth and working to prosecute those who provide firearms to minors.
All they want to ever do is throw money at the problem. Like money is going to fix mentality. Like money is going to fix mentality. They want to start all these programs. Like, what you gonna do with the other programs? Put them on the bookshelf? Sit them on the shelf? I mean, you got a bunch of programs already in place. They love to have meetings at the high schools. They love to talk about the shit. We got to stop the gun violence. It's not guns. It's the violent people that are using guns. Why don't we take the violence out of the people and then guns will be irrelevant? Makes sense to me. But gun violence is an easy way of saying it's something other than the people's fault. You can give my daughter a gun right now. She, number one, probably ain't going to want to see it, touch it, or none of that. But because you give her a gun ain't going to make her strong enough or make her confident enough to just shoot somebody. And that's not going to be her resolution to the problem is, well, my daddy gave me a gun, so I'm just going to use that to handle this problem. That's a mentality. The mentality is to pull. You got to be a brave dumbass to shoot somebody to handle a problem. That's just my opinion. You can't sit back here and use gun violence as a resolution to the problem and then say it's the gun's problem. We got a gun problem. No, you don't. You got a people problem who don't know how to handle shit. That's very obvious. A guy over the weekend got stabbed by a knife over in Newport, Kentucky, or Covington, wherever, over somewhere in Kentucky. I've seen it on the news. So now let me ask you something. Do we got a knife problem? Y'all know that people get stabbed every day. One of my friends, a guy that I grew up with, Barry, his son works over at BJ's, bless his soul, lost his life to a knife at BJ's in the kitchen in Tri-County. A man sliced him up, cut him, sliced him, killed him. It wasn't a gun. Wasn't that a mentality thing? Wasn't that somebody that just got killer in him? And because he didn't have a gun, he used another tool. He used what was accessible to him to be who he is, and that is a killer. So do we now have a knife problem? No, we got a people problem. You taking the easy way out by saying we got these gun problems. That's easy. Because it allows you to blame somebody else. Access to guns, this and this and that. We got access to education. So why aren't we using the access to education as an argument of, well, we should be doing better. Our kids shouldn't be, 40% of them shouldn't be missing school because they have access to an education. I mean, come on now. We got access. We got access. We got access. So why isn't it a problem? You don't say the lack of access to school is the reason why kids aren't going to school. You're not saying that. They start making up reasons why kids don't go to school. They don't go to school because they're not forced to. They're not going to school because they're not taught it's a priority. It's a mentality thing. This is a culture thing. Stop trying to act like somebody always holding you back. Stop. Or you got to be there for the babies. Do you want to be there for a baby? Go get his mama. You want to be there for the babies? Go get his daddy. If you want to be part of a change in a child's life, change the parent. You'll never look. Have you ever seen a kid get abused by his mama and then let somebody try to take that kid away from his mama? That kid will jump up and down, scream and holler he loves his mama unconditionally. And you doing the best thing in the world for that child. But that child will run away from a foster home and find his mama some kind of way because you just did him wrong. So you're going to have to change the parents, people. You're not going to be able to change the kid. Because the kid going to love his mama and is going to love they're going to love their parent unconditionally. And, that's why I get upset. Or I don't get upset, but this is what really rocks my boat when people talk that shit about the babies and we got to be there for the baby. Say that shit for listen, decades of that type of talk. Now, let me ask y'all something for the people in Cincinnati who did some shit in life. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You left school, you caught the 49, you caught the 60-something, you caught the 78 downtown from school. I don't know what bus it was from Withrow that left Withrow and went downtown and you transferred to your 49 or whatever. But you rode the bus downtown Cincinnati. What if a bunch of old motherfuckers was down there when we was down there on 17, when we was down at Courtside and down there by McDonald's and what would y'all say if a bunch of old heads was down there when we got down there? Come on, man. Would you really take that shit serious? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Like when we showed up downtown to transfer to our next bus and we hung out at Government Square, hung out down at McDonald's, down at Courtside, hung out at the square. And you're going to have a motherfucker down here with a jerry curl telling me what I'm about to do, telling me what I'm doing. And man, get your motherfucking if you don't go sit your I'm just being honest. What we doing? It's not stopping anything. These kids don't give a shit about this fake ass love. They don't give a shit about that. Every once in a while, look, the kid that's being nice to you because it's a nice kid. But I'm going to tell y'all a secret that I learned in being a community activist and being a community leader and being a community person that help kids all the time. See, they can't deny this because they don't, number one, these fake ass frauds don't know me. Number two, if they check my record, they'll be like, well, yeah, he did do that type shit. He was out there. He was doing this, but y'all just didn't know because I was never the type of individual that put the things that I was doing out to the community. I never went on the news. They would call me and I would be like, "No, I don't really do that type of stuff." Y'all know these are facts. I got receipts. So I'm gonna teach you something real fast. That's right, been about that check. You know exactly what it is. So this is what's happening. The only kids that are gonna be respectable to those old heads are gonna be the kids that see that they bearing gifts. The nastiest, rudest kid, the I ain't give a shit about you ass kid, the kid that'll run up and knock an old man in the back of his head for a cell phone kid, will treat you respectful as long as you bearing gifts. But when the gifts run out and the respect runs out, now y'all can say whatever you want to say about me. You can say I'm wrong, I'm nasty, I'm disrespectful, I don't appreciate nothing. You can say whatever you want to say, but nobody gonna give you this raw cut dope like I'm giving it to you. This is the truth. I've been there. I got guys that I known that I went out, did things, traveled with kids, young guys, sitting in penitentiaries right now on murder cases. These guys treated me with the utmost respect. Who don't believe that shit? There's some people in here right now that know that's a fact. Sitting in penitentiary on murder cases, who would see me today and, hey, Mr. Wyatt, you wouldn't even think they would step on a roach, wouldn't kill a roach. You'd think they the most respectable kids, love them to death, but killers. And when you can't do for them anymore, you just, hey. And when you ain't bearing gifts anymore, that respect is gone. And here's what we got to come to the conclusion of. Whether you want to hear it or not, damn it, somebody needs to hear it. And somebody really got to say it. I know y'all trying to be the We Are the World and save everybody, but let me tell you the secret. It's not really a secret, it's the truth. There's a difference between being transparent, telling the truth, and, people just saying things so you'll like them. You can't save everybody. You can't save everybody. And I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm going to tell you another secret. The fraud ass fake people know they can't save everybody. They know it. And I don't think they're trying to save everybody. I think what goes on is this. I know I'm putting forth this effort. What can I get out of it? Now, this ain't for all of them. This ain't for everybody. I'm going somewhere. I jumped in some deep water because y'all try to put names on everything. I know people. And I know circles. And I know when you start talking about programs and shit, I know what your intentions are. Instead of rejuvenating or reliving or reviving or taking one of these dead ass programs off of life support, you just want to start a whole new one. There's plenty of programs out there. There's plenty of things to do. There's plenty of jobs for teenagers. They know about them. You trying to tell me they don't see them for now hiring signs, big ass shits on Arby's, college tuition? You trying to tell me they don't see how much McDonald's is paying on the hour? They don't see how much Arby's is paying Frisch's? They don't see what we see. They don't see the job opportunities out here that will work with a kid that's in school. They don't see the jobs opportunities at CVS. They don't see that shit. So we're going to pass out literature about all these different opportunities and all this different shit that's going on out here. Trust me. Trust and believe. If that ain't a 1965 way of thinking, I don't know what is. But let me tell you something that old heads don't understand about these young folks. They way more advanced than we are. They got the answers and they got the keys to everything before we do, because social media is something that they have molded to be what it is today. If you don't think they already know about these programs and that job over there or this, they know more about this shit than we do. They have access to it and they know how to find it if they need it. It's their new encyclopedia. We slow to the beat on this shit. You dumbing them down and they just laughing at you. You trying to act like you saving these motherfuckers and they 3 steps ahead of you. You slow to the beat. I promise you. But they'll listen to you if you're bearing gifts. And they playing you. But at the same time, it's all a game. Because you ever met somebody, this happened to me before. People would come tell me, man, I don't know if you really want to be fucking with them because they trying to play you. And I look at them and I act stupid. You know, I'm good at playing dumb. And I'd be like, what? Oh, no. Nah, that's my bro. All right, okay. And then I'd be like, what they don't understand. Sort of like on BMF, the last episode of BMF, when your boy Meech was trying to tell Terry, nah, I got this, bro. And he was 3 steps ahead of his brother. See what I'm saying? Like, I knew what he was doing. I knew we had an infiltrator in the group. Same thing here. It's just a street thing. It's just you had this instinct of people. So at the same time, when y'all sitting here trying to tell you that the kids are playing the old heads, let me tell you what the old heads are doing. They probably know they getting played because they using the kids for they play. See, if they can get programs and shit set up, that's just more. They get the prestige, they get the clout, they get all that old shit. And then if the city back them up with some money, because I know one of them for sure, who down there trying to take care of kids and don't take care of his own kids. So that's when you start saying names, be careful who you co-sign. Be careful who you co-sign. Because I got eyes, I got ears. Be careful. Don't co-sign me unless you know me. That's all I'm telling you. Because I'm very critical on people that stamp people. Oh, you stamped him. You saying his name out loud. Hey, then you responsible for everything that he do. You just as bad as him if you stamping him. He ain't never done nothing for no kids with his money. So I already know. I done seen the fraud shit that he do. I already know. So when you associate yourself with ain't shit people, what does that make you? You'll never see me running around town, riding around with people. You'll never see me with shady, shitty ass people. You'll never see that because I am representing myself. I am a brand. We are a brand. And if you carry yourself around shitty people, guess what people gonna look at you as being? They ain't gonna say that you helping them. They're not gonna look at those people that they know is shady and be like, oh, Wyatt kicking it with them shades? I'm just as shady. Let me go to the phone lines real fast before I get out of here. It's been holding a long time. My apologies. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, Wyatt, what's up, man?
Hey, twin. Sorry to have you on hold so long, man. I got off on a tangent. What's up with you, brother?
I feel you spit knowledge. I feel you. Hey, Wyatt.
Yo.
Sometimes I don't think it's the parents' fault, man.
You don't think
so? Stop. Hell no.
Okay.
We gotta stop blaming the parents on everything.
So
it's the cultural fault, man.
Okay, I was gonna say. So what do you think?
Whatever these kids bite on, or whatever, if Lil Durk or one of them, whoever else come out hard, kill a bitch, smack a bitch, sell dope and all that, they gonna fall into this stuff. Only thing they took the check your child permission out the homes, man. When they did that, they locked the guys up, the fathers and everything, pushed the dope on us to hustle more and everything, and that's what caused now they gotta get a kid with pump them up with some ADHD medicine and etc. So I don't really blame the parents and stuff, man.
Okay.
I really blame that social media bullshit.
Well,
it's called Me Too ass niggas. That's what it's called.
Okay, so look, let me just say this to you, bro. I agree to a certain extent. Not everything that's happening out here with the kids in the streets is the parents' fault because guess what? Some kids say, "Mama, I'm going to stay over Teresa's house tonight," and Teresa's parents might not be all that tight. Your parents, her parents might be tight, but she go out that night with Teresa. Teresa mama let her do whatever. So now your kid is out with Teresa, whose parents don't let her do anything. Now she's downtown Indianapolis running around with people that she ain't got no business running around with. But you got to understand something, Fame. That twin, that happens. But guess what?
Yeah.
It's a parent's responsibility to mold and to have their child groomed for certain situations and not be interested in certain things. Like I would lose my mind if my daughters was running around here with red wigs on and tattoos on their face and talking and getting big chains on, talking about red, sexy red. I would lose my motherfucking mind. I wouldn't be on this planet because I would definitely either, after I beat their ass, I'd kill myself because I would feel
I'm
fail. I
glad
would
you
feel like
said
I
that.
failed.
That's true, man. But what you think about this ship, that boat, whatever that was in there, in Baltimore, wherever it was? Do you think? And then they got to blame a black man. Just like I was on Lincoln earlier, and I was telling him, he think he know everything till the stuff hit the fan.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe, just like they putting all these immigrants in the black communities are, but people don't understand that, man. They say we just still sleep. We need to be woke. But y'all try to rush and get everybody to vote and all that. But to each his own. I'm not in no rush, no damn vote. I'm trying to see how I can make this 50 cent turn into $1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested in no goddamn vote. That don't mean nothing to me, man. So y'all were interested in this shit because y'all been doing it. Oh, it's your ancestors. Man, I ain't met my damn ancestors yet. No, I don't want to meet. Well, you migrate from, I ain't migrate, nigga. I was born in Cook County Hospital. I don't know nothing about Africa. That garbage I see on TV probably ain't even real that they show up. And people try to put that stereotype in you. Well, if you don't vote, you go lose it. Man, we've been losing shit every since. So what's the new difference now? Y'all want hollering this stuff 20, 30 years ago. All of a sudden, if you don't vote, they gonna take your rights. Man, we ain't got no rights. If we had a right, why y'all baptizing them goofy ass LGBT and other people with all them rights and shit? They got special days and everything for the damn goofies and stuff. I don't agree with none of that American stuff, man. America about to go into hell, man. That's what they're about. And then they don't come in the community just like Biden. He throwing that big fundraiser, him and Obama, for what? What is going to benefit us? Well, they going to try to cut your social security. Man, whatever God allowed to happen, God allowed to happen. I believe in God. Well, everything has happened for a reason. And I understood that when I went off on, because let me tell you something, Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
I came to God like a man on the street, nigga on the street. I told God, why the hell, just like this, Wyatt, why the hell you take my mom? It took me from doing 90 days to sit down when that book opened up, Ecclesiastes chapter 4 or 3, something like that. When that wind blew that Bible open, and I look, I'm like, man, this must be God telling me. Man, I read it and I'm like, oh, there's a time and a reason for everything. And I never questioned God no more since 2003, why things happen. Because I was really hurt after he took my mom. He could have took the rest of these heathen, whatever, man. But to each his own, man. I'm not in a rush to no damn vote. And then I just sit back and watch what's about to fall, how the dominoes about to fall. We try to focus on this and all that. What about the kid? How much money you go put in the education? It ain't all about the dollars, man. Y'all been hollering education, God knows we. Education this, education that. How much money you need to put in education? I'm whatever else, the government, but they just hold this stuff back. See, they puppets, man. They don't really tell us nothing till the stuff hit the fan. And they, who's a whistleblower? How do black folks know this? And everything. People don't pay attention to that stuff, man. I'm paying attention to everything that moves, man. But I'm not in no rush for that.
Twin, let me ask you something. Let me ask you a quick, because you brought up that boat. I haven't really sink my teeth into that subject yet. I know that it hit it hit Baltimore. And the day that it happened, the next day when I came on the air, I didn't want to talk about it because I got other things to talk about when it comes to Baltimore, like the kids and the schools and the school systems failing, and the Democrats just being trashed to the people in their own city. And I just got a lot more concerns of Baltimore than that ship hitting the boat. I'm sorry about the 6 people that lost their life. I'm sorry about that, but I watch kids graduate from high school in Baltimore every year who can't read and write. That's more important to me. That's more important to me, and nobody talks about it. And I'm not going to start talking about a boat. I'll talk about the damn the system that these kids are being raised up in and the lack of leadership before I talk about that boat. So I haven't read up on it. I don't know enough about it yet.
Yeah, but that's what, like I said, that's what I'm telling. They see people notice it's always a big old something happened in America before election. People don't understand. Either indictment, a crazy actor or celebrity or whatever, and everything get caught up with mess or something big about to blow up or something like this. And this what happened just to throw us off, man. It happened every election. Like you said, man, they talk about the boat or whatever, but they don't talk about the kids or what's going on. It starts as the parent house. And now we need the people to talk. I understand all that, but damn it, what y'all police officers go do? Just like they were saying on the radio. The police don't know what's going on with the young generation. Yes, they do.
That's foolish.
That's bullshit.
I heard this shit.
I'm going to tell you, man, that pissing me off when I went off and they thinking I'm stupid and crazy. That's bull. Let me tell you something. Any police officers from big cities like Chicago or anything, this how you got to engage. This how you got to engage with the youngs. They gonna come at you like this. They school you, man. What's on 51st Street? Oh, we got the Stones over there. They were shooting at the Latin Kings on 55th. Man, they school you on what's going on. Hey, Shorty and them over there on 69, they selling hot packs over there and everything. And I'm gonna give you this. Woo, woo, woo. Man, people don't understand it. Them young shorties know what's going on, and them new polices know what's going on. They know all this, what's going on, but they don't engage them in everything. That's how they people down here. They don't engage them down here or what's good. They trying to act dumb, but they know what's going on. You got to go with the new culture, what's going on in life. Other than that, what you out here for? What you out here for? You don't know this area. Who put you over? You close to being in Indian Hill, but you ain't never worked Avondale. What's up? Now you got shot because you didn't know, huh? But you was trained for this, right? Man, it's crazy, man. They just try to cover up stuff, man. And I ain't even no police officer, but I know the ins and outs. I used to fuck with detectives and everything, you know, on the low and everything. And he told me the scoops and everything. And, you know, I ain't go there with him, but, you know, ins and outs. Each his own, man. No, that's real, Wyatt. I was messing with them.
I thought they gave you. I thought it was starting to sound like you got a 2-piece dinner and an orange Fanta.
No. I wasn't no informant. None of that shit. I could have. I'm gonna tell you how God works in mysterious ways.
It sounded like you got a 2-piece and an orange Fanta there, twin. For a second, I know a detective and that motherfucker. I know how it go down.
No, I could have been informant though the way, because I told him if I ever go down or whatever, you going with me. And so, because I knew how they get around and everything. I've been to their crib, so I told them, man, if I go down, hey, you going down with me. You ain't gonna put no pack on me, man. Now, you know, I know you got all this, and you know, information and everything, and you supposed to be turning that stuff in, but to each his own. I don't get out like that. But I told Detective, man, hey, I can't go, man.
I feel you.
I feel you. To each his own. But yeah, man, that's why I ain't with that little Russian vote and all that extra shit, man. They try to throw, but just like those 7 kids, man. You can't you talking about what they doing out there late. Well, what you doing out there late? Kids is kids. What? You're not gonna approach them, because if you do, they go check.
Yeah, but you don't think there's a problem with 7-year-old kids being out at midnight? What about the
7-year-old?
Yeah, what about the kids that were downtown Cincinnati running through the restaurants and smashing shit in Cincinnati? That's crazy, bro. That shouldn't happen.
Nah, yeah, that's crazy. But you got them lazy ass cops too that don't do nothing. They sit back in the cut. Soon as shit hit the fan, they out there dead.
Okay, well, you know, look, police are supposed to be deterrents. They're supposed to be just around so you won't do. But once you say fuck them and they just do what they do, then what you're supposed to do as a cop? Now you have to react to what a kid has actually done, and you got to make a move. But if you're a cop outside of a bank and a bank robber go in anyway and just do what he do, then you got to be a cop. You know, you can't. You're supposed to be a deterrent. But if they steady gonna do their bank robbery even in your face, then bro, you deserve whatever come at you.
Yeah, but what's the only time they jump though? When somebody famous comes here, like Taylor Swift, they were swole up. Like you thought the president of Biden was here. The way they were swole up down here. All of a sudden our kids got. I know that we messed up, Canada. All of a sudden our kids got problems now. After they did all that mass, but what was y'all police at then? Y'all, I sit back and watch them in the cut, man. I go through different towns, Reading and Little Lockland and all that. They get behind me and shit. I'll be a mile away, but I can see them half a mile away. I see them, Wyatt. You get behind me, what? Because I'm black? Now you want to run my place and everything else. Man, don't make no damn sense, man. You should be focusing on one of them kids that jumping downtown or whatever. But you focus on me. I'm ready to go home. I got to cut through there to avoid traffic. That's why I'm running through it. But you want to get behind me because I'm black and everything. I got a little tint on my truck. Come on, man, with that mad.
Twin, I'm
You
gonna
got it, people.
I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna say something to you, brother. You know I love you. I got respect for you, but I'm gonna tell you who you should be mad at. All right.
Who it is?
We got to stop being mad. And I know this is gonna sound kind of crazy, but just hear me out. We got to stop being mad at the police and be mad at the people that the police are encountering because they're triggered by certain things. Like,
you're right.
One day, check this out, brother. In Bond Hill, there was a young man that got shot in the head on his birthday in broad daylight in the barbershop. The police put an APB
I remember
out.
that.
Okay. Because my girl Fast Pitch was live and she was like, they here now, they doing this. She went live. Brother gets shot in the head in broad daylight on his birthday in the barbershop. The guy run out. The police looking for a light-skinned brother, 35 years old, with blue pants on and a white shirt. How many brothers, 35, light-skinned, with blue pants on and a white shirt, how many of them do you think are in the line of could be pulled over or harassed or whatever because of what a brother just did to another brother? See, we got to go deeper than the surface. Sometimes you got to peel the onion all the way back and stop blaming the situation. I mean, you stop blaming that and go to the whole situation of what's going on. The police don't, if they wasn't out here looking for so many brothers that look like brothers, then they wouldn't have to mess with a brother. And we got to just be honest and say that shit. If you don't look like the guy that's running, let's talk about the dude that's running sometime. The guy that's actually out here fucking it up for all of us. Let's talk about that small percentage of people. He's messing it up for all of us. Now, what if you fit the description, twin, of the guy that's running who shot a dude in the head? How you gonna be mad at the police when they out here supposed to be protecting and serving, but you ain't mad at the dude that just killed the dude in the barber chair?
But I understand that, Wyatt. But look, check this out. If I see you a mile away, I do it all the time. I just sit back in the cut. I say, because my guy's an executive and everything for White Castle. I say, hey, Sam, do me a favor. We go see something. We rode through red, and I say, get behind me. I'm going to stand at this gas station. I'm going to sit at this gas. Get behind me and ride straight. Keep straight going south on red. So we get past, he go past, I get out the gas station. I'm looking at the police the whole time. So here come the police, man. He got a clean Mercedes, man. No rims, and no, you can see in his car, 10 ain't even limo 10. Here you go, pulled him out, said, see there? See, I was just trying something there to see what they go do and see what the stereotype shit, man. That's what I'm be talking about. He is executive of White Castle. They come down here every other year, do they little seminars and stuff. He was down here about 2-3 years ago. They do their little seminars at Duke Energy and everything. But it's just the stereotype. I just can't ride through the hood just because I'm riding nice or whatever. I can't go through y'all hood or whatever, man. Y'all community, township, whatever you call it. Come on, man.
Twin, don't always get mad. I mean, don't get mad at me, but don't always think that it's the stereotype because we don't know what's going on those radios, brother. Like we don't know what's been called. Like I've been in a bank line before and was pulled to the side by police officers up in Middletown because they thought I was doing something, but then the bank manager came out and was like, "Nah, that ain't him. That ain't the one that come in and do the fraud shit." So do I get mad at the police? Do I get mad at the police? Because obviously they're looking for somebody that looked like me. All right. They're not just looking for anybody. If they were looking for a white boy with blonde hair and he had on blue shoes that day, just because I got on blue shoes and maybe the same color clothing, I'm a black dude. The dude they looking for is a white dude. Do you really think they about to pull me out of the line and see if I'm the guy? No. So we gotta get away from this ain't nobody doing shit. You might be right. It might not be you that's doing something, bro. But how do you know who they looking for? You don't know who they looking for. Because what we don't do is we don't methodically think about these things. We just go straight to they fucking with this thing. And it happens sometimes. I'm not here to deny that it don't happen. But what we do know for sure that's happening, we don't know for sure if they profiling us because they just want to fuck with us for no reason. We don't know that for sure. But what we do know for sure that they looking for somebody about something. And you can bet your best dollar that I'm fitting the profile with somebody that they looking for, not just necessarily somebody they want to fuck with. So bro, I'm sorry. A lot of people don't say it, But I'm not afraid to say it, twin. And yes, we have been profiled. Yes, we have been fucked with sometime. But you best believe there's enough shit going on out here for them to be able to justify pulling us over. For them to justify being able to say, hey, you fit the description of a dude that just robbed the bank. You fit the description, Wyatt, of a guy that just shot a dude in the barbershop in broad daylight. You're wearing exactly what he has on, and they give me a compliment and say I look 35. So we got to admit to that. We got to admit. All right. So, twin, I appreciate you. I'm up at the top of the hour, man. I got to go. Much love to you, twin. All right, brother.
All right, love.
That was twin. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You don't have to agree with me. And everything I say might not be your truth. But just think about it. I'm not here to change your mind. I'm not here to say that things don't happen. I'm not trying to say that we don't get treated horribly at times and things didn't go right. But I'm sorry. The truth of the matter is, and you don't have to listen to me. Y'all know that. I mean, and I'm not being, there's no malice in my heart. I'm not trying to be nasty or disrespectful. But think about it. You don't tell me, you can't tell me that I shouldn't be mad when a dude shoots a brother in the head. A dude just shot our brother in the head at the barbershop. And I'm supposed to be mad at the police because I fit the description of who just shot a brother in the head. You don't want that guy to do his job? It ain't me. Move on. Fine. They want to make sure they got the right person or don't have the right person, whatever. But you know who I'm mad at more? Regardless, this is me. I can live my life. You can live yours. I'm more mad at the individual that got police out here fighting us. If we don't give them the motivation, if we don't give them the reason to be chasing us, then they ain't gonna fuck with us. Now, I know everybody think that they just fuck with us just because we black, and that's the reason. What do you say about the black cop that do that then? When he's doing his job, is he profiling also? Is he profiling? I'm just curious. Because what I didn't see and what I didn't hear is when in Minneapolis, when the 5 black cops beat the shit out the black kid, killed him, I certainly didn't see the same chaos that I seen when the white boys did it. Selective outrage is a bad motherfucker, and y'all just proving my case every time. It's only important to you when a white cop do it. It used to just be police, period. When the police do us bad, we in the streets, we rallying, protesting. We doing all that shit. And that's fine, I get it. But y'all ain't said nothing when the black police chief had her program put together. And look at these cities. Look at these cities, man. They got every piece of black power, and I mean this in the kindest way. They got more black power in these cities, and look at how they doing us. They got you believing that the police don't like you, and they got a fucking black police chief, a black mayor, black city manager. Everything you need to be a black city and just be loving and just do what you need to do. But it's always somebody else's fault, even when the leader is right in your face looking at you, saying, hey, bro, hey, sis, and shit's still fucked up. I don't get it. I don't know. Maybe somebody can tell me something. I'm going to take this one last call and then I'm out of here. Good afternoon, caller. Thanks for calling. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hey, this CK, man.
This who?
CK.
CK, what's up? Bro, I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry. What's good with you, man? I thought it was a prank call for a minute.
You dead wrong on this one, man.
Okay.
You dead wrong.
That's
I got to
fine.
prove it to you.
Prove it to me.
Okay. This fool that shot the dude in the barber chair, right? But the description match yours, right?
Okay.
You get hemmed up. You get prosecuted. You get 50 years. Prosecution, the judge, they are professionals. A criminal is a criminal. So I ain't thinking if I'm a professional, you're a professional. What the fuck you putting me in jail for? I ain't did shit. So they are held to a higher, what's the word?
Higher standard. Higher standard.
Yeah, they higher standards. You're acting like the criminals in the law is on the same playing field. No, he's way below them. I'm on y'all level. Don't knock me up for something I didn't do. That is racist discrimination, prosecution. That's
Okay.
what I'm saying. You can't blame the. Oh, I'm mad. No, I'm mad at the people that locked me up. The criminal didn't lock me up. I should have did your job, and if you would have investigated, you would know I didn't do this. So
Okay.
it can't be. That's what I'm saying. It can't be. You can't. Oh, I'm mad at the criminal. Nah, I'm me.
Well,
I ain't
okay.
got nothing to do with
I
what's
think
going
you
on. I ain't thinking
misunderstand.
about that
I
criminal.
think you misunderstanding what I'm saying to you, CK. Let me just
Okay.
let's play devil's advocate real fast, okay? Let's say, for instance, that you and I resemble one another. Like, I don't know exactly what you look like, but for this
Mm-hmm.
argument, I'm gonna say you and I, we favor one another. And today we
Mm-hmm.
don't even know each other, but today you got on blue jeans, I got on blue jeans. You got on a white shirt, I got on a white shirt. Let's just say that we're both downtown. We don't know each other. You're over on Elm Street and I'm on 4th Street. And I go into the jewelry store and I go in there and I steal something. I steal it with a gun. I'm going in and do a stick up, or armed robbery, and I run out. They got a description of me. I run down 4th Street, blah blah blah, make a turn, and I just run. I'm running, right? Say for instance, you're sitting in Skyline Chili in the vicinity of where I just committed this crime. The police say we're looking for a male black, such and such and such and such, wearing such and such and such and such. You fit that description. So now let me ask you something. You're mad at the police because they just pulled you over or jammed you up? That's who you mad at? Because look, you could be mad. Normally you would be mad because you had nothing to do. You don't even know what happened. You don't even know that the store was robbed. You don't even know that the jewelry store got robbed. You don't have a clue about it. But guess what? You and I resemble one another. Okay, you wearing the same thing I'm wearing, same color combination that I'm wearing. Mine might be Reeboks, yours might be Nike, but they the same color. All right. So who you mad at when the police are like, wait a minute, the bank was robbed or that store was robbed 30 minutes ago, and they're out looking for somebody that fit the description of me, and that includes you. So you're mad at the police because they grabbed the wrong person? Now, we're not in court. You're not facing a case. It's just they detained you to ask you questions about what happened down there. You're mad at the police for that? Or are you mad at the person who put you in that position?
I'm mad at the police. They the
Okay.
one stopped me, not the criminal. They
Okay.
stopped me.
Then this one
Now, if
here,
he robbed me, I'll be mad.
if he robbed
I'm
you,
saying,
I
I'm
would be
saying when the
too.
police,
But I think you're
okay, when
missing
they,
the point. You're missing the point because guess what? The police don't come jam you up and say that you fit the description of me unless I go do what I did.
right.
Do you understand?
But
So I'm the
but we all
cause.
know it's millions.
Wait a minute. I
It's
need you to
millions of people.
understand
Okay.
something. I'm the cause of your effect. So if I'm the cause, you should be mad at the cause. You're the effect. You get it? So, and we don't think that way. We just think, okay, you doing this to me because I'm black and I'm fucking, you just want to fuck with me. You're not thinking of the cause. What caused them to come get you? What caused them to say to you, you should be this and this and that? Where's the cause to your effect? You should be seeking out the cause, not you, the police too. They just happen to get somebody that looked like you, that looked like me, and it was you. You should be mad at the person who's making us. It's like this. For fathers can relate to what I'm saying. When people say shit like, there ain't no good black men out there, real daddies get offended by that. You know who they mad at? We ain't mad at the women who say that shit. We mad at the bad daddies. We mad at the
No,
dad.
I'm mad at the women that say it because
Okay, well,
that's a lie.
that's the disconnect. And I'm not mad at you for feeling that way. But what you got to understand is the reason why that woman feels that way is not because of good daddies. It's because of who she dealt with. It's
No,
because
but
of
you're
the
saying a flat out lie. You said there's no good men. That's a lie
wait a
because
minute.
of your experience.
Exactly. So maybe that was a bad example, but what I'm trying to tell you is what caused the effect in her life was somebody that she should be blaming. And then when the guys look at guys that look like that and act like that, we look at them like, damn, bro, take care of your kids. We're not looking at the woman and saying, oh man, we got some blame for the woman, but it's not solely on her. Let's get to the real point, the cause and effect. I robbed the damn jewelry store down there. You fit the description of me. You're mad at the police? You mad at the
He
police
makes a
because they
great point.
detained
He make
you?
a great point.
You mad at the police because they detained you for some shit I did, but how do they know I did it? Don't you think they would grab me if they thought I was you don't think they would grab me if they could catch me? They would, but they thought
you're right.
you were me.
Now your cause and effects make sense, but what pisses you off is you get detained, you lose your job, now your house, you get a divorce. All this because y'all picked up the wrong man. I didn't do what y'all said I did. I just matched the description, but I was innocent.
In a perfect
I ain't
world,
did nothing.
but CK, you're absolutely right. And that's where the sympathy comes in from me. Because everybody that's in jail is not guilty. All right. I know that for a fact. But at the same time, if we had less people committing crimes and doing things that you would fit the description on, the likelihood of you being in jail on a false crime is very low. So we got to look at
we need the criminals though. That's what you got to
who
think,
need
Mr. Wyatt.
criminals.
Without the criminals, this is what makes the court, the judicial system. This is what makes the lawyers, the prosecutors, the jails.
I'm
So
okay
it's
with
all
okay.
the
Let me
system
just say
working
this.
together.
Let me ask you. You say now. I understand. In a real world, you know, it'll never be a crime-free world. Okay, but I'm not worried about the world. I'm worried about my community. All I'm saying to you is this: are you telling me that you're saying that we don't need? I got to back up a little bit because you changed it up on me a little bit. You're saying that we need criminals. That's what you
We
say.
got
You
to
say
have that.
we
I
gotta
mean,
have.
just for the law of the land, just for balances, checks and balances. We
No,
need
that's not
prosecutors, we need criminal
let me
defense
ask you
attorneys,
something.
all that.
Let me ask you something, CK, because that's interesting that you would feel that way or say that. Do you know that there are communities that have very little to no crime in them?
Yes, sir.
How do
Yes,
those
sir.
communities function? Do you think they sitting back saying, you know what, we can use a little bit of crime in this motherfucker just to add some entertainment? I mean, do you really think people that live in really nice communities are sitting back saying, you know what, we need some crime. We ain't got enough police around here. Or we need to do some crime so we can get a nice big ass jail and a big ass big courtroom down in our downtown. They're not thinking like that, bro. There's people that have very little to no crime in their communities, and they do
But
exist.
that's what I'm saying. But that's what makes the criminal. Okay, I go with you on that. But all I'm saying is, but the criminal places that people live, that's what makes it so good to move out to the non-criminal places. So you still got to understand. I moved out of the ghetto now. I'm living out here crime free.
No, well, let me tell you about that. And people gonna get mad and be disgusted and say whatever they want to say about me, but I don't care. I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of people move out of the hood, move out of the ghetto. That don't mean they ain't gonna bring crime.
Right.
So what you just said is that people leave the hood just so they can get away from crime. That ain't always the case. Because some people leave the hood.
That happen too.
Oh, it's happening all over your city. That's why some of these neighborhoods ain't nowhere near what they used to be. It ain't because the neighborhood is the people that was there 20 years ago changed. It's because of the new people that's coming to the neighborhood. And we can discuss some of them neighborhoods whenever y'all ready. If y'all ever want to have a real conversation, I can tell you a whole bunch of neighborhoods that's changed over the years and neighborhoods that are changing now. And it ain't got nothing to do. There you go. We can talk about a whole bunch of them. And I know a lot of people don't want to have them real ass conversations, or they want to make me be the bad guy for telling the truth about the shit. But the truth of the matter is, everybody ain't meant to be around certain situations because they're not ready for it yet.
But let me leave you with this, though. I'm gonna leave you with this. What makes you a valuable asset to the community is, you see how I came on it and disagree with you?
Yes.
See, we build. See, we come to an understanding.
Absolutely,
it's like,
brother.
It's not,
absolutely.
A lot of us, when it comes to us, it just, right? We won't. I think when me and you talk, I'll be like understanding, like, okay, let me try to see where he coming from, and vice versa.
And that's why I like having conversations in dialect. Because look, I'm not trying to change your mind, CK. I just wanted to put something different on your mind.
Yeah, you made some valuable points, and you part of this, so it ain't like you talking from the outside. See, it's different when you hear game from the outside, but when you dealing with somebody that was in it, I'm talking about born in it. You hear me?
Yeah, I mean, it's different. Think about it, bro. A lot of people that tell you and talk that shit about the hoods and all that old shit, they ain't never lived in pickle packs and grippos on the ground, and they ain't never lived like how we live, bro. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. They just talking about the shit they've been talking about forever and a day. They ain't never lived in them conditions. They might come visit. They might come down to the Regal, go to the state, stay for a couple days or some shit with one of their friends, but they took their ass right back to the suburbs. And you know what kills me? Go ahead.
No, you the type of guy, like, people will underestimate their see because of your success. They might not know where you from, right? Then they test you. then they see that you know what I mean, that deep come out of you. You feel me?
Yeah.
But they don't know it always been in you. You're just a professional. But like you said, you're not trying to go there, but you know, you don't want to be, you're not going to, you know, be intimidated by people.
No,
you know
because
what
what I'm saying and what I'm doing is a no-no in a community that I grew up. I mean, we all grew up pretty much the same, okay? But the difference is I don't need friends. I don't need somebody. I don't want a friend that just want to be my friend. I don't need these circles. You feel me, CK? I don't need them circles, them get along group ass people, them boule. I don't need them cats. I made my living and I'm doing all right for myself. I don't need them. I never needed them. Because if you got to force yourself in a circle or be different or be like them in order to be accepted, that's not the circle that I want to be part of, brother. It's just not it.
Yep. And what you represent, they can't be taken away from you, because I'm saying when it comes to home, okay, he represent us. Look at what he represents, what he brags about, you know, the accomplishments of his family and stuff. You know what I mean? So this is what I think you inspiration to a lot of Cincinnati people.
Well, I wish that was the case. And I haven't disagreed with, I haven't really disagreed with what you said today, but I will disagree with that. Because Cincinnati, a friend of mine came on here the other day. He said they cheer for success. They adore success, but they cheer for failure. And that's true in a whole lot of cities.
I'm going to listen to you, brother. I'm going to listen to you.
All right, brother.
That's facts.
I appreciate you engaging with us. All right, man. All right, I'm at my time. That's it for me. Tomorrow we'll be here at 1 o'clock. Hopefully my LSU Tigers will do what they do tonight. Let's go. I need Flo to hit about 24, 25 tonight, and we'll do what we need to do. It's going to be a tough game tonight against Iowa. Remember last year, Iowa and LSU, we went at it, and it was very, very tough for us last year, but we got by them. But I don't think Caitlin Clark is going to forget that shit, that ring shit that our girl did last year. I don't think they're going to forget that. But I'm hoping to have a good game tonight. After that game, hopefully we'll see UConn versus USC, and that'll be another dope game. But until tomorrow, keep your head up, be strong, do what you do. Peace and love for everybody tonight. Holla at you. See you tomorrow at 1 o'clock.
The cop got scared, 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 the kid he starts to figure, I'll do years if I pull this trigger. The cop shot the kid, 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 I still hear him scream. Cop shot the kid, the 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 cop shot the kid, I still hear him scream.
I don't wanna hurt nobody. We just came here to party, see a few dames, exchange some names. I'm a top shot, the kid, stay in your lane. The cop shot the kid, same old same. Pour out a little liquor, champagne for pain.
The cop shot the kid,
slap boxing in the street.
The cop shot the kid,
crack the hydrant in the heat.
The cop shot the kid,
cop cars on the creep, doing their roundups. We just watch for the sweep.
The cop shot the kid,
it's hotter than July.
The cop shot the kid,
it's the summer when niggas die.
The cop shot the kid,
it's the summer when niggas ride. Together we'll be strong, but forever we divide.
The cop shot the kid,
so y'all are blowing my high. Type of shit that's killing my vibe.
The cop shot the kid,
white kids are brought in alive.
The cop shot
black
the kid,
kids get hit with like 5.
The cop shot
get
the
scared,
kid,
you panic, you going down.
The cop shot the kid,
the disadvantages of the brown.
The cop shot the kid,
how in the hell the parents gonna bury their own kids, not the other way around?
The cop shot the kid,
reminds me of Emmett Till.
The cop shot the kid,
let's remind them why Cap kneels.
The cop shot the kid, 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 I still hear him scream. The cop got scared, 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 the kid he starts to figure, I'll do years if I pull this trigger. The cop shot the kid,
stay tuned up and down your timeline. This fake news, people is all lying. Money is being made when a mom cries. Won't be satisfied till we all die. Tell me who do we call to report crime? If 911 doing a drive-by, it's certain things I can't abide by. I ain't being extreme, this is my side. Talking big shit, ready to die. I know every story got two sides. Claiming he paranoid by the black guy. Cop wanna make a home by nighttime. Just a good kid, he wasn't that guy. Had a little hit, he wasn't that high. Cop gon' claim that it was self-defense. Say he was riding dirty, so the case rents. Working 9 to 5. Trying to stay alive. Making ends meet. Shot him this week.
The cop got scared, 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 the kid he starts to figure. I'll do years if I pull this trigger. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night. Good night.